Them style ya murder.
Junker say him no work on a Sunday.
You don't say.
Him not work on a Sunday. No,
You don't
hey.
say.
Junker say him no work on Sunday. Him not work on a Sunday. Junker say him no work on Sunday. Him not work on a Sunday. Think that I'm lying. Kill a man's dog, and you will get your probe. Think I'm lying. You kill a maga dog, and you will
Rest
get your
in
probe.
peace to Todd Youth.
Junker say him no work on Sunday. Him not work on a Sunday. No, him not go work on a Sunday.
You don't say.
Him no
there we
work
go.
on
All right.
Sunday. Him no work on
Welcome
Sunday. No.
to Axe to Grind, a hardcore podcast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Bob.
And I'm Tom.
This is episode 41. And we are going to tackle some burning questions.
Tackle football.
It feels like we have an unending, a bag of holding, like Dungeons and Dragons. Tom, you're not familiar with
I
this,
have
are
no
you?
idea what you're talking about.
Explain bag of holding, Tim.
A bag of holding is a very desirable item, but ultimately
throw myself out the
you're all going to need it because it's a bag that has infinite space, right? So like the TARDIS, you know what I mean? Or
You're not helping yourself.
The sorting hat.
oh yeah, or the Fantastic Four, the inside of the,
no.
you know, it's all. What do you call that? What do you call that? Like
Stupid.
Infinite space. I mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Infinitesimal?
Tom, we'll get you into unstable molecules next.
yeah.
Holy shit.
It's a comfortable anything for comfort.
So,
Well, Google has like a 15 gigabyte, so it's not infinite.
not infinite.
True. That's true.
So we could let these emails sit around and.
Is that actually?
Something like
but you
that.
can expand it to like
Yeah,
a terabyte, right?
But you gotta buy.
You got to buy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you buying that.
Right now, my Dropbox is squeezing me like I'm like it's like a leg breaker, and I owe it money. Like,
Yeah.
Why don't you start a new one?
I guess I got to. I don't
Right?
know.
You know what I mean? Just have multiple.
I
I
don't.
mean, you're
understand.
like it's back in the day, like when you had an 8 gig phone, you had to delete like pictures to take pictures.
I'm there right
The
now.
worst.
I'm there right now, and I have no idea why. I keep deleting conversations. I keep deleting photos. I keep deleting music. I'm down. I can only hold one album. I could.
Okay.
That's all that my phone will hold right now.
There's something going on.
At least that cool U2 album's there for
Yeah.
you. So
I never deleted that. I needed it.
You can't.
Before we begin, shout out to our sponsors.
Triple B Records.
That's 3 B's, everybody.
Yes.
I don't know if you're not familiar with the label. There's 3 of those B's. Just
Big
type
baller
B.
brand.
B.
Big baller brand. So, what do they got popping?
Man, what don't they got popping?
All right, good answer.
Yeah. They did announce America's Hardcore Fest, and we didn't really even talk about that, though I think we wanted to. Did we talk about that?
No, we
talked
did.
about it.
Okay.
We talked about it.
on
The episode that comes out before this one.
Yeah.
yeah. No, I think we did really.
All right.
Okay, so that's coming.
it's
It's
a
on my birthday. That's cool. So
Oh, that is cool. I've
Road trip.
I've
right.
I've played them. I've enjoyed them. I think those are fun fest.
yeah, great fest. What else has he got? He's got some cool stuff coming up.
Did you see what I was announced for?
No.
For the children.
I
Self-defense
did
is
see
on
that.
For the
Yeah, I
children.
see that. I see
By
That's gonna go over real well.
I'm trying to think if we should just do Cold as Life covers just to make it fucking a
Are
thing
you
people
gonna?
might
Would
want to
you?
watch.
Would you like tailor your set list, like to? I doubt you have heavy songs per se.
Hello, this is Self Defense Family.
This song's-
and we will
this
be
record's called
presenting
Sincerely.
you Gomorrah Season's End.
Well,
Let's go.
here's the deal: is I used to have like a chip on my shoulder where I used to feel like I had to prove
Always
something,
with the Slapshot
you know,
references.
and I used to have to be like, oh no, you don't want to see something soft? We're gonna go extra soft. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and no drums this set. You know what I mean? And I used to be a dick like that, but I got nothing left to prove to anybody. I think
Your trollness is.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone knows.
you got to leave. But that's right. I
You've
paid,
kind of-
I
yeah.
paid the cost to be the boss. I was. The
it's
troll
not a
king.
surprise anymore.
No,
Yeah.
right.
Troll King.
Right.
Being not trolling would be trolling
Exactly.
at this point.
So-
like you've come all the way around.
So the only way that, like, self-defense has actually done an all hardcore set, like
Covers or your own songs.
covers where we played Fluff Fest, a festival in Czechoslovakia or Czech Republic rather, and then we were just there for 2 days, right? So the next day we just said, hey, can we set up in a small tent? and then we just played like hardcore standards, basically. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
fun.
Ready to fight, like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
like that sort of shit. Like and if for fucking like Euros that were running with us, that were just like, yo, give me that mic and play this for play Glue for 7 minutes. You know what I mean? Fun,
a good time.
Fun fucking time. So that's
I mean, you do have a guy from Black My Heart in your band. You could break out a Black My Heart cover.
The only covers that I would do, the only covers that we would do as a band, because we got some fucking like jazz musicians, people that aren't gonna necessarily understand but like we could do like a Minor Threat, you know what I mean? Something
Set?
we could do a set of Minor Threat songs, something like that. But like,
Well, why don't you? No matter what, you should play shorter than you're allotted.
absolutely.
Do a 15-minute, whatever it is, and get off and see how that does. I think that's the move at this.
I mean,
and go with your most aggressive material, because even your most aggressive is not going to be
aggressive enough for that
most
particular.
of the room.
Yeah.
No.
Because we're going to be the burrito band during that fucking thing.
You never know.
No, I mean, look, there's going to be some like diehard fans that are loving that shit, and there's going to be people that like are on that hardcore crossover continuum that are like watching it, having a good time.
Right.
But there's going to be a few people who just doing the watch, and I'm chilling. I can watch this, and
Maybe you'll get people that like have heard you on here, and you're like, I want to see what this dickhead's all about.
They don't know he's the same person.
That's
Because they don't promote. Remember, he got
right.
this Tumblr. Remember,
Right. Worst possible timeline. They get fucking retweets. He's fucking talking about it. Us, the ones that pay his fucking cable bill.
Starting today.
Doesn't fucking mention it.
Starting today, I'm going to try to make everybody aware, because I didn't realize this. We're going to get back to Triple B in a second. But,
Sorry, Sam.
but I didn't realize this. When I started talking about my comic book career,
people are like, what?
People are like, whoa, I don't know anything about that.
What do you do?
So like,
yeah, we promote it more than you do.
I really got to start doing my little thing,
And you have to kind of bring it all under one umbrella.
For all the
I've been
millennial
trying not-
leanings you have,
Yeah.
you don't do the brand building
at
enough.
all. No.
Enough, yeah.
No,
So
I get yelled at by the publishers and shit.
So all right, Triple B. You know what? Speaking of brand building, one of the cool things he's done is he killed the market with label hats.
Oh yeah.
So go get yourself a Triple B dad hat. There's 2 different types. One that's like a true dad hat, floppy as shit with the BBB, and then there's the lion logo hat.
Yeah.
Both of those are hot. Both are $30. If you enter the promo code,
10% off. It's axe to grind.
and you have to
Spell it out.
you get the 10% off. So, 30 turns into 27. Make that a part of a $100 order, you save $10. Do that.
Can we talk about the email that we got that was pertaining to Triple B?
Absolutely.
Is that cool? Because
let me send it. We won't disclose a name, but it is really funny.
I was going to tweet about it because I was so excited about it.
Is it crazy? What is it?
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's really funny. This is what happens when you wake up at 3 p.m. and don't read the group chat.
Yeah.
Bob
But he
Tom,
posts like
You got to start hella early. I got to play so much.
I have a
catch up.
job, man. I have to get up for it.
Catch up.
It's all right. Bob Tom Patrick, big fan of the show. Listen to every episode and subscribe to Patreon.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for the support.
Very kind. So speaking of building our brand, if you've been listening to us for 40 episodes, go to the Patreon, throw us a couple bucks. A lot of you do. We're eternally grateful
Yes,
to you.
it's
You all
incredible.
get it. It's amazing. Thank you. If you don't, throw us a little bit of money. It's holiday season. We got people we are expected to give presents to. One of the 3 of us has a real job. The other 2 are
Drifters.
yeah. When we got here,
Drifters, grifters.
Semi-crimes.
Patrick asked Tom, "Do you have any batteries?" That's the most.
Yeah,
that's the most homelessness question I've ever heard.
Dude rolls in with 2 White Castle Impossible. 2.
You act like eating 2 is absurd.
It is. That's what Easton would do.
Is
He's
that a baby
small
amount?
child.
Oh my god! All right, hold on.
Easton would be like, if Bob handed Easton 2, and he's like, "What?
Yeah, is this for a 1-year-old?
Like, what are you doing here, me, buddy?
I think 2 is like.
Give me a half dozen."
If you eat more than 2, you're getting sick. You know what I mean? That's straight out. Even the
I don't know
Impossible
what you're
Burgers, you're
talking
getting sick. But hold on, rewind for a second.
Okay.
There was something I had.
Batteries.
Is it something? No,
Patreon?
not the batteries. Thank you.
Patreon?
Oh, Patreon. I didn't make this
We're
connection.
scatterbrained today, fam.
Yeah, we are. I didn't make this connection. But if you join Patreon now, you have access to all that content that we've done thus far.
Yes, which
Correct.
we've done 12-ish Patreon episodes.
That's hella
right now.
worth it.
Yeah, that's another. Honestly, I think that's like almost 18 to 20 hours of stuff. So it's pretty great.
That's
And
crazy.
some
It's
really
stuff that's
good
only
stuff.
there. It's exclusive
Yeah.
like, that we
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
do on the mainstream pod.
Exactly. You hear some real dirt there. All right. So, anyways, here's the email. back to Triple B. We just like segued out of three divergent topics. Bob, Tom, Patrick, big fan of the show. Listen to every episode. Subscribe to the Patreon. I was at a mall a few hours ago wearing my Triple B Records Send Demo shirt, and from across the mall, someone yelled, "Spell it out." Now, this may have been a coincidence that was said in another conversation.
Maybe.
But I have
really
a feeling
doubt it.
it wasn't. Unfortunately, I didn't process that the person may have said that because of my shirt until after I walked away, so we may never know. If you were the person who yelled, "Spell it out," please email us at axegrindpodcast@gmail.com.
I don't know if I've ever been happier about this podcast until I read that email.
No, that is great.
That is fucking amazing. Spell it out.
Yeah, that's like a Baba Booey level of.
And apparently there's going to be a new Super Touch record next year. So that was, there you go.
Okay.
Triple B. Go there, order the record.
I told you, I like the last Super Touch effort a lot.
I think that you will like their next record. Then,
All right.
Too. Wait, we have another sponsor. Who's our other sponsor?
Death Wish Incorporated.
Death Wish.
Oh, wow. Is that their theme?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
We're gonna make it. Is that?
Yeah, we should make a Death Wish theme song for them.
That's just the Laverne and Shirley show?
Yeah, we could. I mean,
I mean, yeah.
Okay,
why
fuck it,
not?
whatever.
Like Laverne and Shirley, can we, somebody who's better at Photoshop and technology, the intro with them, Death Wish is run by two people. That's all I'm saying. We need a superimpose faces, the thing.
So who's Laverne and who's Shirley?
I don't know.
Yeah.
How
I don't remember
familiar are you
who-
with the show?
I'm pretty familiar.
Yeah?
I mean, I watched it as a kid.
Who's more like Laverne? Who's more like Shirley?
Jake might be Shirley.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Trey might be Laverne.
Okay.
I would, if I had to guess.
Have you met a Laverne?
Who puts the glove on the bottle?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's a very iconic thing. I don't.
Right. Who's
I
the
know.
Joker that
I
puts the
don't
glove on the
remember.
I love that moment.
So, wait. Go back for a second. Has anybody met a Laverne in
real life?
In real life. I have.
At work.
Oh, you have? Okay. I never
At
have.
a diner.
well
You want to
said.
meet a Laverne? Go to a diner.
True.
Or
Okay.
Milwaukee and beer. Yeah.
To the beer factories.
So yeah, you go to Death Wish.
Ink.
Use
Ink.
the ink.
Use the promo
.com.
code,
Axe to Grind.
and you
Spell that out.
and get 10% off.
And then someone will yell at
Everything.
you at
Yeah.
the Palisades
Spell
Mall.
it out.
At the King of Prussia.
And the King of
says-
AOP at Latham Circle.
Latham Circle. R.I.P. Mohawk Mall.
And RIP Mohawk Mall.
Yeah.
Yo, I was asking someone about Mohawk Mall. You and me might be the last people who remember Mohawk Mall.
Hans remembers Caldor.
Caldor. Wow.
They do frequent Crossgates segments on Overnight Drive. It's the localism that you are missing out on that is one of your bits, but you're truly missing it.
You haven't listened to that either.
I haven't.
So that's
Yeah.
like one of your things.
It's one of
Yeah,
the bits.
that's one of my bits. Yeah, I love a bit. You
They
know,
do.
Your
they
whole
do-
life is
honestly.
bits.
It
It's
is.
Hans and Andrew at their funniest, and they do readings of Facebook reviews of the mall. I can't tell you how fucking good it is. It's so good. So, anyways, Death Wish. Since we get sideways, you seen the new Jake Bannon art book,
Dune Devil.
Dune Devil.
Dune Devil?
Yes.
It looks fucking awesome.
I mean,
artwork is cool as shit.
he puts the work in. You know what I mean?
amazing,
Like
yeah.
when if Jake's doing something, look, Jake is
He doesn't half-ass anything.
no. That's the thing. It's a matter of taste. Some people love his work, other people don't. But like, can't take shit away from him because when he goes in, he goes in.
All right, here. Answer me this question. You might know it. You might know it too. I do not how to know it. This is one of the few words that I've read in my life that I go, I couldn't figure out how to say this. When you buy a
Glycee. Is
Yes!
that how you say it? I don't know.
Giggly?
No, I got.
Jiggly, I think.
Yeah. So Trey corrected me. Trey's the one that corrected me, and I think it's gherkin.
It's gherkin. It's merkin.
It's not intuitive at all because I look at it and I see glycee, but that's not
it's
it.
not. It's
Giclee.
Yeah.
Jiggly, as I believe how it's pronounced.
Jiggly. I saw that movie.
Yes, it was a big
J-Lo
flop.
and
Yeah.
Ben Affleck. Is that the low point of Ben Affleck's career?
I mean, he was
Jersey Girl
he
was
was
pretty
with
bad.
J-Lo, who is like
That's a high point for anyone.
Yeah, I mean,
think.
a lot of people feel she's very beautiful. So I think that
Very.
A lot of people.
Yeah, you know what?
A-Rod.
I'm not feeling J Lo the way that a lot of people are. So I'm like,
beautiful.
I was undoubtedly, but I'm just talking from a hypothetical for
Got it.
myself. I think it
Because
was,
you're afraid Amelia's going to listen to the podcast. I get it.
no, you know what? Here's the
No,
thing.
that's one of her bits. She don't listen.
Yeah.
Not every,
You know she does, though.
not every movie's got to be a success for you to like. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like a low point because he had been on a streak, killing it, but into every life a little rain must fall. You know what I
Right.
mean? Not everything can be a success.
And I think the whole Bennifer thing didn't help him.
nah, it didn't help.
They wanted to shit on him
Yeah.
because he was the top of the world.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, I'm being told via text. I tried to call Trey. How do you pronounce Gicle? Z Clay.
Pardon me?
Z Clay.
No, I'm not buying that.
Z-E-E.
No, that's a glycine. That's a
I also would like to point
glycine.
out-
That's
My
glycine.
immediate response, really?
Yeah, I'm not buying that shit.
So,
I love that he did not answer the phone, but was able to respond by text message.
he might be
17 seconds
He's
left.
so quick. He's a dude who, much like Patrick, I believe he uses the computer for some texting, but he'll
Makes
be on the
sense.
phone too.
Yeah.
So he's just
Oh, got it.
multitasking.
I can't do that. I can't, there's not an ounce of multitasking in my body.
I was late. We're running on hardcore time for today's recording. I hit traffic. Patrick was on a bus from fucking Cahos, and but we hadn't heard from him. I'm giving updates to Tom. Tom's like, "Hey, Patrick, you coming?" I'm like, "You survived the ride from upstate?" And Pat finally, minutes later, is like, "Yeah, I'm here." And I had to reason that you were busy walking.
No, I was,
was driving.
I was driving.
You drove here.
So this is going to be fascinating for our listeners. I was upstate.
Support Deathwish Inc.
Yes,
Onto the show.
Yes, I was upstate last night. So I've been dog watching at my mother's house for 2 days, but I overcommit like a motherfucker. So like when we're like, oh hey, we're recording on Saturday, in probably the same 5-minute
Interval, you were like, yeah, Ma, I could be here.
Yes, 100%. It's
Yeah.
a bad habit that I got. So, but it worked because
We do have a Google Calendar now.
I
Yes,
know,
you do.
but
Great job, thank you.
numbers, it's so hard. So so the Amelia wanted to see the dog anyway. You know what I mean? Like it's
This weighed on my mind.
So you
I was
literally
thinking
came
myself.
back from Albany.
to record
To go
this.
back.
Yeah,
It's
That's
all right.
impressive.
It's an 8-hour work
Yeah.
day. It's fine.
yeah.
It's good.
That's
And
impressive.
when
I mean, when was the last time this motherfucker had an 8-hour workday?
You know what? Let's not feed into that narrative because Amelia catches me out there with that. Like
Yeah.
when I'm like, yo, what are you doing today? And she'll go, the same thing I do every day. I work and then go to school. And I'll be like, damn, that sounds unfair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damn, that
It
sounds
sucks.
fucked up. And like it's now in her head that I don't do shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, wow, Patrick has
Not just in her head.
Patrick, like, wow, Patrick makes rent, but I never see him do
it's not-
shit. And
great.
it's
She
not
probably thinks
great.
you're like a low-key drug dealer or
well,
something.
no, but see, it's the thing.
We
is
need
that-
to talk about that, by the way. We need
is selling drugs?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to put the
You can't
Patreon
talk
money
about
into
it, you know?
drugs.
So when your partner sees you not doing shit, even if you are making, you're not a liability. You're,
You're
making
you're
rent.
fulfilling your
You're fulfilling your
responsibilities.
responsibilities. When she doesn't see you doing shit, that means that she's going to hit you in the middle of the day and be like, hey, can you do this? And when you go, oh no, I'm tied up right now. She goes, with what,
don't believe you.
motherfucker?
Right. Right. And then she comes home and you're still in the same spot on the couch.
Yeah,
when
well,
she
that's the
left you.
reality. I mean, the fact is that I'm acting indignant because, like, I don't want people presuming, but the reality is
It's-
that
I mean, that's cool. Hey.
So I was busy all week, but Amanda travels for work. She was gone from Sunday night until last night at 9 p.m. Dropped her off at Newark, picked her up. Yep. She was in L.A. for a couple of days, so nobody's mad about that. That's pretty nice. Then was in Chicago, but was working, and gone, so that's hard. But I didn't tell her I was remodeling our bathroom. I did a bunch of stuff around the house, but I wanted it to be a surprise, which worked in my benefit because she was psyched on it. But meanwhile, while she was gone, and I was kind of being vague about what I had been doing all week, she's thinking, this dude's just watching TV. He's just
Right,
chilling.
right.
Yeah.
And I wasn't.
He's watching
I was-
like every Game 7 since 1986 on
that
the
is
ESPN
work.
Classic.
That is tough. That is
You gotta
that is
prepare for
free
your other
NBA
podcast.
preview right now. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
I got a little sick, and I will go to, if I have a job, I will go. I don't call in sick. You know what I mean? Unless I have, like, I'll save that for something I want to do, right? But like, when
You'll go and spread the disease when.
for
you
sure.
gotta-
I'm
you'll
taking out
cough
the
on
whole
everybody,
office.
yeah.
But when I don't have that type of job and it's just me relying on me, I will lay on a couch until I feel good, and I don't give a fuck.
Well, you have no one to report to.
No one to report to.
I know,
So-
but it's a hard thing because if you don't, there's not like
There's
you're
no
not
mon-
a sick day. It's just a negative day.
Yeah. Oh, no.
So
Nothing
it's-
gained.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah. It's not great.
Scary proposition.
So go support Deathwish. Buy some of their stuff. Buy that Dune Devil book. It looks awesome.
Absolutely.
It looks really cool.
I don't think that a longtime Jake fan gives a fuck about my opinion, but Jake's recent work is my favorite work of his.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah, he's gotten it.
a little thing
changed.
for people at home.
I feel like his art has kind of gone along with Converge.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're doing what I did last year, I'm going to go on to this next thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
that's a
always
true
something.
point.
It kind of goes alongside, and it's like a companion to his Converge stuff. That it's always like he's on to the next thing while people are copying his old shit.
Can I say also, I think it's a good investment.
Oh, it actually
You know
is.
what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I think if you buy his stuff, I feel like in 20 years it's going to be one of those things. Now, fine art's a tough word, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think that's the way things are going to be defined. But the way that certain pop art and prints, et cetera, from the 60s and 70s,
Right.
which were mass-produced or not mass-produced, but produced in some numbers, are valued significantly more than you would have imagined them or ever imagined. I think that's the way a lot of this stuff's going to be.
For
So
sure.
buy a Z-Clay.
Yeah. I'm never
I don't
saying,
think so.
I'm
It
never
sounds like
saying
pig
that.
laugh.
in my
It's
adult-
like the gyro, like gyros.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No. It's a gyro.
I'm getting a gyro.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into some questions.
Yeah. Let's get our brains loose.
Yeah, we got a marathon today. So just like, let's do the inside
A
baseball.
little transparency.
Patrick, when do you leave for tour? November 6th
Yeah.
or 7th.
Yeah.
You're gone until December 7th. So we're doing a little front loading, recording a bunch of episodes. It's fun. It's actually fun because we make a whole day of it.
Yeah.
But
We get
it also
food.
can be loose. Yeah.
Yeah. And it means that
I almost hit you about that. Like, we were talking topics the other day. And I was like, all right, we're fine. We'll figure out the topics. What are we getting for food?
But we got options, man.
don't expect up to the minute shit if
Maybe we'll do a drop if like something
Right.
really happens.
Yeah.
but okay. Let's go in then.
Let's get in. All right.
Let's get our
Doing a
brains.
mailbag.
This is our brains
We're going
loose
into
for
our
a long
bag
day.
of emptiness, or whatever the fuck you dorks are talking about.
It's a bag of holding, Tom.
All
Thank
right,
you.
bag of hold my bag.
Hey, guys.
Hey guys,
Was thinking about this topic the other day, and with the varying opinions of different people in bands, promoting, etc., thought it could provide an interesting talking point. Sharing equipment at shows. A lot of times, a backline is provided, and that's always great. Less things to bring, more room for homies. True. But as we know, this generally includes cabs, but no heads, and a drum set, but with no snare or cymbals. And as someone who's never played an instrument in a live setting, I've never been at the direct center of this dilemma. General scenario. You have this rare guitar head you have a special bond with, or a brand new expensive cymbal you just bought, and a member of another band playing a show with you approaches you before or after your set, asking if they can borrow it. Do you oblige? Is there hesitation? Is there criteria that must be satisfied in order for you to say yes? For example, does the requestor have to be someone you know? Or does them being in a band that you like alter your decision? Does their slot in the lineup, opener versus direct support, etc., alter your decision? I feel like I've seen reactions on all sides of the spectrum here, but maybe the number one hardcore podcast of all time,
Oh.
all
You're goddamn
time,
right,
can provide some guidance or insight. Not that your input or opinions are inadequate, but maybe a panel of guests who play. Who cares about people who play instruments? Much love, Steven. Thank you, Steven. This is Steven who sang in the band Creatures.
Oh, okay.
I have a funny story about this.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Do you want? All right, give your opinion first. I'll give you my story.
Okay. So I've played with many people over the years, and Stephen is right. There is a diverse set of opinions vary, right?
Yeah.
So, as the guy who would never, under any circumstance, own equipment of any type, I can say unequivocally, if I did, you could use it. But
Right.
but is a dude with a really nice, delicate ass, the fucking tube head.
Yeah.
Do I blame he or she for not fucking lending it? No, I don't. I also think that if you're gonna ask a question, you got to ask it prepared to hear a no. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just walk through life thinking everybody's
Right.
gonna say yes because you asked. So I'm sympathetic. That said, I really think that the United States is fucking up by not having Euro style backlines in more venues.
True.
You know what I mean? Would make touring much more affordable, much easier,
Yeah.
make more sense for everybody. But there's a scumbag in every 100 people. right?
Yep.
100?
In every
About 10.
in every 3 people.
10.
So
Yeah, in every 3 people.
So-
any room you're in, there's one scumbag.
and then you get into a question with breakables, such as symbols.
Breakables and people who own nice things.
Yeah.
Versus people who own
Right.
versus people who don't own things.
Well, okay, let's.
I mean, the whole thing is the way I look at it. It's like, hey, man, or, I brought my shit.
Right.
That wasn't easy. That was a pain in the ass.
Right.
Why can't you bring your own?
But
And here's my thing. If a dude comes over and says, hey, can I borrow your stuff? By the way, if I break it, it's on me. I'll buy that. I'll replace it for you.
Right. No one ever
Not
does
many people are. You never see someone putting that up.
No.
Because, that symbol is more than most dudes fucking rent, whatever, Like,
Well-
most dudes pay that week.
Yeah.
so that's the issue, right? Is like you don't want to judge a book by its cover, but like when Krusty McDreads comes up to you and is like, hey man, he's got a needle hanging out of his arm. He's like,
hello, I can't believe I'm opening for War Profiteer. It's
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, right. He's like, can I, use your kit? I left.
Can I get blood on your drums?
Yeah, I
got it.
left mine at the pawn shop.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's the line of the day.
you don't want to say no because let's keep things moving and get the show going. Okay, let's do it, kid. But I don't believe that I could even shake you upside down to get that money out of you because
No.
I don't think it exists.
No.
You know what I mean? So that I don't blame anybody for saying no, but I also think that if you are touring on the van level, you should be carrying like gear that isn't the biggest loss to you in the world. Like if you're riding around with your pre-CBS guitars, fuck yourself. You're fucking up. You're setting yourself
Right.
up to lose real money.
Right. But I think like the certain things are like off limits. Unless it's like someone you really know well. Like I think heads sort of off. They're easy enough to bring. You can throw it in the back of your car. You can bring those.
Yeah.
Cymbals and snare kind of off limits too. Those are like certain things that people.
So what's that leave? A
You
drum
should
throne?
bring those.
No, but you get the whole drum kit other than your snare and your cymbals.
Yeah.
That's not a lot. You could bring that, and you could bring that on the bus.
I mean, cabs. Like if
That's
you,
true.
all of you should be sharing bass cabs. There's no debate. You should all be sharing bass
Right.
cabs. Like,
Yeah.
there's no reason that 3 bands should be carrying shit up for
Like
fucking
3
set of
Ampeg,
yeah,
yeah,
fucking
no, of
insane.
course.
So, but heads. Yes, although 90% of bassists in
Head's a heavy
hardcore
tackle box.
are
Carry that
playing
shit.
Yeah.
are playing bass through the garbage anyway. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
But like, say no, say yes, whatever. I think you should all be playing through cheaper gear.
And I mean, my take is, if it's expensive, feel free to say no. If you see that what you're asking for is expensive, be prepared to hear no, or be prepared to say, yo, man, I know that's expensive. I got nothing. Do you got something I can use? And be hangdog about that. Like, that's on you. If you're in a band, there's fewer responsibilities more important than having your minimal gear.
Right.
Sure.
You know what I
Be
mean?
prepared.
But
Yeah.
flip side is shit happens, and
Shit
if you
happens.
get weird about things that do not make any fucking difference, like a drum throne, like
But it's yours.
yes,
If you don't have to share it.
no, certainly, but like to keep things moving, you know what I mean? Like,
But drummers don't give a shit about that.
like
They take forever.
That's true. All right, fair, fair.
I mean, have you've been in bands?
Fair.
You know,
That's true.
I'm ready.
They don't make any
literally
fucking
32
sense.
Seconds.
Yeah, no.
I could. The last band could be still ringing out, and I'm like, we're into like I'm ready to go.
Yep.
It's, guitar's like, all right, we're good.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think it
Using
comes
the
down
tuner,
to
and
feeling good to say no and feeling good to hear no. That's it.
yeah.
Like, and if you shit the bed on not bringing stuff,
You might be sitting on milk crates.
You want my
kid.
scene story about this?
Yeah, please.
All right, so our drum from Indecision is notorious for not sharing anything.
Okay.
Like he's still to this day. It's like, oh, we're playing like an 18-person fest. Can I bring my kit? And I'm like,
Fuck.
dude, I love you, but you can't.
Fuck.
He loves to play his own shit, whatever.
Sure, I get it.
So years ago, we're playing Indecision's playing a show at the PWAC on Long Island with Coalesce. It was like Coalesce 97A and Facade Burn,
Yeah.
whatever it was. So we were the last band. Coalesce right before us. Some dude that really wanted to see Coalesce thought they would be going on after us and decided to go get a burrito. Skip Indecision, just see Coalesce. They come back, they realize, oh fuck, Coalesce already played. So Coalesce is like, yo man, is it cool if we just jump up, like we'll play again so these dudes can see us, you know, because they missed us? And I'm like,
Very professional work environment going
yeah.
on.
I'm like, sure, okay. So now I have to beg the drummer from, can James Louise just jump up on your kit? They're gonna play a couple of songs, like instead of trading everything out, blah, blah, blah. I had to like fucking beg him. He's like, oh, all right. Dude broke everything.
Broke everything. Yeah.
drumheads, cymbals, like
Yeah.
fucking destroyed the whole goddamn thing. And so now,
Never
if you
again,
ask,
yeah.
you're out of luck. I
Yeah,
can't. I really went to bat and it sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to
That's
this day,
funny
I
as
still
hell.
get fucking like, remember?
I mean, well,
in
that
1997,
time,
Coalesce
that's it,
broke
that
my
time.
shit.
Well,
Yeah.
symbols are. Let's just talk about it. Symbols are a tough one because you can hit that thing 1,000 times. You're the one that hits it, and then you lend it to Joey Mosh. He hits it once, and it breaks.
yeah.
The 1,000 times you hit it are probably more significant to its eventual break than fucking Joey Mosh. But yo, Joey Mosh, you're holding the bag, my dude.
So yeah. What's the survival guide on this? Is if you aren't bringing stuff, get ready here now. If you didn't bring your stuff on the way there, get a number, text someone, try to hit someone up about it in advance, so you just don't put them in that shit spot of on the spot. Like yes or no, you're gonna make things hard for everyone. And if you are playing with expensive stuff and you're going to a big fest or a big show, maybe bring your shit stuff.
I've got a troll in self-defense. So one of our drummers is a hyper talent and can play on anything and enjoys the challenge of truly shit gear, and also really enjoys the challenge of asking other people for gear that they don't want to lend. And he gets off on it. Like, he doesn't care if it's a no. He doesn't care if it's like an enthusiastic yes. He just likes that moment of tension where you're asking somebody, hey, can I manhandle your $3,000? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there is a moment there, and it's a bit sadistic for people to watch it. There is a thing. All right, you guys ready for another question?
Yeah. Hit me.
All right. Ian asks, one thing I'd be interested in hearing about is the weird spot in the Venn diagram where hardcore crust and metal all kind of meet. The thing that comes to mind instantly would be a band like Rambo and that whole Stalag 13 thing. 538 Johnson, but not as manufactured, ? Maybe Rambo was a little too corny with the cardboard robots, bandana thrash, metal shit, and camo short shorts, scene band swoopy haircut shit. But I think the argument could be made for the inclusion of bands like Catharsis or Caustic Christ too. I think a space for a band that's addressing urgent, relevant politics is crucial for the sustained relevance of the genre. But also riffs? I don't know. Who's doing that shit now? Who was doing that shit then? At what point do you cross the threshold into Jello Biafra territory where you agree fundamentally but still want to just smush his face into the wall? Long reads, Cliff Notes version. Hardcore is a reflection of the American and global landscape versus hardcore being an escape from it.
This is the
Keep it
short
up.
one? What?
#1 podcast in the world. No, not a short one. Followed by Bodega Boys, followed by Jamie Josta, forcing Carl Crisis to support basically Amsterdam. Ian. Thanks, Ian. My immediate response, because I couldn't see this dude say that Stalag 13 was more or less the venue in Philly is talking about.
No, I know that, but I'm saying manufactured.
He was saying that 538 Johnson was more manufactured than Stalag. Stalag was pretty manufactured. The Rambo
was
thing.
What's manufactured about 538? What am I missing?
I think he's trying to say that 538 Johnson was a manufactured DIY inclusive genre bending space.
It's like somebody's living room.
And
I saw Pat play there. The infamous show.
Oh yeah.
and
when he said all those bad words.
Racist.
But that was
self-defense.
But that was that wasn't
not the
538.
main room.
That
Yeah,
wasn't the
it was.
main room. Okay.
It was 538. It was a smaller place. I think this dude Jack.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the main room like where like Modern Life is War played.
Right.
It was you guys and Tiger's Jaw in a smaller spot, but in that same building.
Okay, that was the building. Right. That was an interesting building. A lot of hardcore things going on.
Yeah. Like, I actually think that place is lost in the annals of venues that interesting shit happened in for a little while.
I mean, Modern Life is War at 538 to this day is still one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Did you go to the Walter show there?
Yes.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. Yeah.
I'm a big time hater, so like when somebody accuses something of being manufactured, I'm usually all in with that. And I think that whenever there's
all manufactured.
It's all that's where I was going.
It's manufactured.
Sorry,
Do you
yeah.
enjoy the manufactured product? There it is. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, if you're outside of a thing, right? So there's been scenes that I'm just not welcome in, like I've never been asked to play, and therefore I can accumulate a chip on my shoulder and be like, why didn't they ask me to play, right? And like if somebody is
Step on it.
if somebody's like yo, that's poser crowd, that's fucking manufactured, I'm like, it is.
They don't like me, so yup.
Right,
They're
right.
posers.
And I mean, the truth of the matter is, yes, they probably are. But like, also, I'm playing all these other scenes that just happen to like me that are just as fucking manufactured.
Yes,
but
you know what I'm
they're
saying?
on your side. You're
Right, right. So like,
Are they your pose dogs?
Exactly. We all kind of like picked sides.
But
like that.
Catharsis is pretty crusty.
I think Catharsis was a good nod. I think Caustic Christ. I don't think Caustic Christ got that very, very popular with the more like mainstream hardcore crowd, but people who like them, like I really like those first two Caustic Christ records. They crossed the punk, hardcore, some metal, some crusty leanings.
But Catharsis is mostly metal.
Yeah, Catharsis
Crusty in terms of
and metal
politics.
and some hardcore. Like it seems like more of the metal leaning kids got into Catharsis. Like more
so
metal.
good. Have you ever gotten to see them? Either
Catharsis?
You guys? Yeah.
No.
Dude.
Yeah.
Really good?
Like end of the world shit.
Really?
Cool.
And the singer looks like Lorenzo Lamas, which is pretty weird.
Really?
With dreads.
Yo,
he's like a
okay.
handsome guy, and it's like there's so much
Good.
shit about the whole like CrimeThinc. And like, so we played. I'm gonna like, sorry, I'm
No,
just gonna
please.
bogart talk about
Vamp,
stupid,
vamp,
shitty
my
bands
dude.
again.
Wax.
So Europe, we did Indecision did a 2-month tour in Europe, which when people go like, we're going on a tour, 10 days. I was there for 58. Fuck off. Catharsis had been there for a month before us,
Yep. Yeah.
and was there a month after us. So we'd keep like running into them over
Yes.
between October and all of November. They were just like, "Hey, look, we're in the Czech Republic together." Isn't this
Yeah.
weird? They would stay there to avoid American taxes.
Yes.
So it was them and Gehenna, just literally spending most of their time in Europe playing shows, so they didn't have to pay taxes. in
And
the
sitting in
States.
squats in the meantime.
Yeah,
God
and
bless.
he didn't. We always make fun of the singer from Gehenna. Oh no, I'm sorry. Not singer from Gehenna.
Yeah,
Please don't kill me, Mike
we
Cheese.
don't need that issue.
The singer from Catharsis didn't know what donut holes were.
It was too much time in Europe avoiding American taxes.
Like no, but people like it was in like the backstage room, and he's like, "What are these?" And we're like, "Donut holes, man." And he's like, "What's a donut hole?"
You said exactly what it sounds like.
It's like it's in the name.
Yeah.
And he goes, Then he was like, "I only eat donuts out of garbage, like some kind
Right,
of
right.
fucking
He's
like
like, I'm
I'm
from
so
the South."
dirty." Like,
So-
yeah. But we're like, dude, and so to this day, like. A friend of mine that played in Kill You Right is like, I've never eaten a donut hole. Like we were just like, he's like, I don't know what this is. Like it was like he was fascinated by donut holes.
I don't think there's very much explaining CrimeThinc to someone under 30. I just don't.
I don't know if there's much explaining it to people our age.
That's true.
I don't know what the fuck that
It's
was.
a hard thing. Oh.
I don't know if that was manufactured.
Yes.
If you-
Yes. Yes.
The
Yes.
fucking address on the goddamn thing is everyone's like, yeah, that was a really nice part of Atlanta.
It's the world between. It's the world between Food Not Bombs and Heart Attack fanzine.
But Food Not Bombs is lost to the annals of history for most kids.
still exists though.
Oh no, for sure. And but like trying to explain sort of like, and look, this is with being respectful to Food Not Bombs, because you're right, still around doing good
Yeah.
work, whatever. But like trying to explain to anyone, we've talked about this, the fucking boom and bust periods of hardcore interest in things
Oh, yeah.
is insane.
Right.
Like, yeah, explaining CrimeThinc to any functioning adult that is not from the culture
Yeah.
is not happening. Explaining it to
People in the culture.
that are under a certain age, I don't think there's any fucking,
No.
you know?
No.
So
They would teach you how to like steal credit cards and use. It
Yeah.
was just very strange.
Honestly, fun period. Fun era.
War
you wearing a
Profiteer
Purge shirt?
USB.
I am wearing a Purge the movie shirt.
was that
yes.
a freebie, or you like the movie that much?
It was a freebie, but I do enjoy the films.
That was
Which
a good
came
film.
first, the free shirt or liking the movie?
That girl.
Name
That
one-
girl was terrifying. In the
Name
movie.
one Purge shirt. No,
Yeah, what's your favorite Purge character? Name 3.
So wait,
You only know
let's
the
get back to
popular
the
ones.
original question, because this was a good topic. He's looking for bands that are in the Venn diagram, the cross section. Who hits that sweet spot of crossing between punk, like crust,
Right.
metal, and hardcore?
Tragedy.
Tragedy. He cited
that's the
Rambo.
answer.
No, Rambo was
It was kind of goofy.
thrashcore that
They were like
even at the
625
time,
kind of stuff,
yeah,
right? Like they
yes, they were the height of it.
They're
And-
not metal. Like at
no,
all.
no metal, no
Just
metal at
fast
all. Just
fucking-
fast
yeah.
punk, and like I think people, they're one whose history's been rewritten a little bit. They were more popular than a lot of people want to give them credit for.
True.
But they were always notably corn dog. Like everyone knew they were corn
It was
dog.
funny.
It was funny. It was funny, and for a lot of people, it was fun.
yes.
Nothing wrong
And
with
for
that.
some people, it wasn't and thought it was corny. Maybe.
And at the time, nightmare corny for me. Like I don't fuck with
yeah.
that shit.
Didn't
but,
they like make like cardboard helicopters
yeah.
and shit?
But here's the thing.
mean,
like
whatever.
cardboard sword fights. Like you, as a 19-year-old who was like, fuck that corn dog shit. I want to see tragedy and think that the world might get bombed tomorrow.
Right.
Now I might be able to go and watch it and laugh and
Of
have
course.
fun and not care what the music sounds like. They were GWAR. They
Right,
were
right,
GWAR.
right.
And, you know, it was
and
just
What's that
in our
wrestling
world.
that does it now? That's like a famous like wrestling company.
the kaiju wrestling
Yes,
thing. Yeah.
that's what it is. It's
And-
Kaiju
yes,
Big Battle.
And like,
Good reference.
or it's like drag shows. Like I don't relate to drag shows at all. Like I'm like, why is this lip syncing impressive to anybody? But then when people that are into it are like, yo, check out like the artistry on this shit. I'm like, oh, you know what?
I get it.
I'm in.
Yeah.
So like, fuck it, Rambo. I'm in. You make the cardboard.
What are current bands?
Make
though?
cardboard tanks.
Yeah.
I don't
Do
fucking
do
know.
you?
Yeah.
I feel like that band Chew kind of is a middle ground of hardcore crust and metal.
Sound wise, yes, but they haven't. I think he means like have gotten popular enough that they can pull from all those worlds. So Power Trip is a good example.
Oh, yes.
So the classic example I gave was Suicidal or DRI.
Sure.
Or,
know what I mean?
or Limprist. I think that
Limprist,
I think
but
that
metal.
No, I know, but I
That's the
think
one
but
part.
what I'm saying is I think that drew those people. It doesn't sound metal, but but that was broad draw.
Oh no,
Municipal
it's
Waste?
interesting. Municipal Waste for sure.
Before they got like too big.
Iron Reagan, for example.
Right,
But
right.
they lose out a little in the hardcore. And then he was kind of, I think in his response, he was like, but maybe ones that have more of the political slant. I don't know that there's that many, honestly.
I'm sure there's 1,000 coming out of Montreal that we don't know about, but they're just not big enough to draw.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think they have to cross a certain line in popularity where it pulls it. Like a band like Turnstile. I think they pull some metal kids for the live energy a little. They obviously have hardcore kids, but they don't have crust.
crust,
They
yeah.
just are too bright and colorful.
And
Does Code Orange?
Code Orange draws the metal kids, the hardcore kids, definitely no crust kids. There's not a crust kid in attendance.
Who would give them just because the
yeah,
thud
it's
beats.
it's like a slick presentation.
It's interesting because
As far as-
aesthetically, other than a couple bright colors pops here and there, they could roll. I think it might come down to sound
I got
for
one.
them.
Nails.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
That's it.
Current
Yeah.
bands
There
that do
it is.
it. So, yes, as far as like, okay, so real quick, so we're clear.
Filed the email away. That's the answer.
Real quick, so we're clear. The bigger bands playing right now have done a really good job. We've all talked about this of drawing from different crowds, but Nails is the only one that would also maybe get a crust. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like that's
Power Trip
that's
too,
it.
but I think
Oh,
Nails
Power
for
Trip,
certain.
yeah, a few, yeah.
Nails for certain though.
Yeah.
Like they're like, yeah.
Yes.
Kid in a 4-punch shirt next to a dude in a fucking,
Yeah.
with a back patch and a butt flap, and next to like some guy in an Anthrax shirt.
But I don't think there's anything that leans crust right now. Like so like let's say that Code Orange leans metal, right? And
Right.
takes
Yeah, sure.
and Turnstile leans hardcore.
Yep.
Nails also leans metal, different type, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
like, is there anybody leaning crust that is taking that is
No.
the hardcore kids and the metal
Not
kids are
big,
coming to?
Nobody who's big. No.
That's my role.
Yeah.
War profiteer.
War
Better
profiteer.
start growing out those dreads, man.
Hey y'all, I'll
Hey.
keep it short.
Yeah. Famous last words.
I know. No, it's a good one. Given the current climate with bands like Code Orange, Harm's Way, and Vane pushing the boundaries of modern sound and hardcore, do you think the younger generation will come back to Earth Crisis, Slither, or Breed the Killers and hear something that piques their interests? Thanks.
I think they could. I don't think they will.
I think Breed the Killers has more to offer than I originally thought.
Yeah. I hated it at the time.
I wasn't huge on it at the time, but have learned to appreciate. There's 3 like really hot songs, but the
Tank Dog
Yeah.
dominates.
it's
Yeah,
a
it's
hard
hard.
song.
Is that Ultra Militants or is that a different
no,
song?
different
These
song.
two just got the biggest grins when they start talking about
mean,
that. Like, it was amazing. That made me happy.
I've talked about it. The Earth Crisis is at their best, not even when they're doing the stuff that they're famous for, the animal rights
Yeah.
shit and the
Yeah,
straight edge
yeah.
shit. When they are doing the
End of the world shit.
end of the
Yeah.
world, the government's coming
Yeah.
for your fucking gun shit.
Yeah.
It is the best. Whenever you say Caesar takes his throne, yo,
You're in.
You're in. So like,
I mean, that's
I
actually,
wouldn't argue that.
No,
Like, obviously,
that's actually about Planet of the Apes.
there you go.
Yeah, it's-
Caesar.
Caesar
Yo, the
takes his
Caesar. The new planet.
The last
Great.
one was amazing.
They're so good.
They're so great.
They're all great.
They're so-
Yeah.
I haven't seen the last one, but the 2 before that, awesome.
The first one, you get emotional watching. You get
Emotional.
really-
Very well done.
James Franco.
So anyway,
His best role, maybe.
so what the fuck was the question?
Do you think
The
people
current
like with
climate of music, Harm's Way, Vane, Code Orange. Do you think people will go back to Earth Crisis, Breed the Killers, or Slither and vibe on that more than they did prior.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I think they could, but do you think they will?
I do.
Do you?
I mean, all it takes, we know how this works. It takes two kids talking about it nonstop, and then suddenly it's like,
maybe we're the two kids.
yeah,
Hello, fellow kids.
hello, fellow kids. Slither, still not good.
No, but I have to go back and revisit.
But
Breed
you
the
guys can
Killers.
both go with Breed the Killers a bit, right? That's the red cover.
Not so much.
Him less than me. I've come around on it. I think it's a worthy record because if you listen to the reunion stuff, like the which is scum metal, Breed the Killers
Leans into that.
foretells that.
Okay. That makes sense.
And I think some of those new
Scum metal.
the first record back is quite good.
It's really good.
I think that is Earth Crisis still up right now? Because they were down, they were up, down, up, down. I think they were down, but they are kind of on they were on a surge up.
Yeah.
Are they still on that up?
We're gonna have to wait till festival season.
That's right. Interesting. Okay. Thanks for the question. Another one. First of all, thanks for the box of stuff. So this is one of the people who won one of the bags at Back to School Jam.
Awesome.
Cool.
That Buried Alive hoodie is warm as fuck. So shout out Buried Alive
Yeah,
for donating
thank you
the
for that.
hoodie.
That was cool.
Even though someone got pizza grease on the back, whatever.
Quick aside.
That's not pizza.
Have
That
you
was
have you
Pat's.
guys ever worn a Carhartt sweatshirt?
Yes.
They're very thick and warm.
Very warm.
Very
crazy.
thick.
Crazy.
They're a heavy. I think they're like 16 ounce, and most hoods are between 8 and 12.
See, I figured bringing this up, you'd have some insights as a guy that knows
Thicker
textiles.
outside layer too, which
Yep.
is really good for wind resistance. So if you see those, people could be outside wearing those because the winds that it'll get you in the
Right.
winter.
Construction
Get one of
style.
those, and you can have a light jacket over it, and you feel fine.
See,
So if you ever leave your house during winter for like a job or something, you can get.
zero chance.
They
It's
are
like doubling your weight at 16 ounce.
Yeah.
shout out Carhartt.
Yeah, Carhartt, what's up with the fucking free sweatshirts?
Yeah, we need it on that, actually. Shout out. Get those over to us. We'll give you some free shout outs. I have a this or that for you.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
Wearing only Porcel's limited run straight edge shirts.
Okay.
Maybe the straight with the 8, straight edge versus everyone one for maximum cringe
Okay. Yeah.
for a year. Or wearing only a used pair of those straight edge JNCO sneakers for a year.
Fuck. The latter.
You're going JNCOs
Yeah.
sneakers.
Yeah.
Have you seen them?
sneakers?
No.
I've never
Have you
No.
ever seen them? I'll pull them up. But
I might go Porcel.
Yeah.
You could cover it with a sweatshirt.
That's true. Good point.
You get a Carhartt, no one will ever know you're wearing a stupid thing.
Good point.
this is a tough one for me because I don't like those T-shirts, but I agree with Tom's point.
Like you can't
And-
cover your shoes
Yeah. It's true.
unless you're wearing
are-
JNCOs
Okay,
that
so
could
these
cover
are
them.
pretty ugly,
Oh dear Christ!
but they're here. I'll show PK. This is the back.
Pat would definitely wear these.
I would probably wear them too. I'm wearing some pretty funny shoes.
Oh yeah. Why not?
I was just saying. I was looking.
wear
at
those.
sneakers, I
These
think they're
are
pretty
95 Air Bacons. These are Kevin Garnett's first
Air
Nikes.
Bacons.
Yeah, they're weird. They usually
those.
they're supposed to have yellow laces, which would make them Ronald McDonald
Yeah,
stickers.
obnoxious.
Yes.
But I
changed them out.
take them out. Yeah,
cool. Are they
they're
from
nice.
'95?
No, they they redid them in like 08 or 09, so they're from there.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they're nice. I
They've
wore
come-
through my other sneakers, and though on a much less heralded manner, I don't spend money on sneakers for the last 6 years.
No shit. Good for you.
I
It's a
request
trend.
sneakers. I request them for Christmas,
Birthdays and holidays.
for Christmas, and say, here's these sneakers that are like $30 on Amazon or whatever. Just order these for me to multiple people who buy, like to Amanda, to my sister, to my mom, the only people who buy me presents. So I end up with like 3 pairs. I'm like, awesome.
Yeah, you're good for the
There's
year.
Wow.
See, I was going to start budgeting.
Poor trick.
Yeah, I was going to start budgeting to dress a little bit nicer, and I want that chain.
Yeah.
I want that
Yeah,
chain.
that's a good way.
But then that Chow Young Fat article came out, and I was like, if Chow can do it, I can do it. man.
$100 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
All right, last part of this question. Is Porcel using hardcore to fund his lavish Krishna lifestyle?
Oh,
Now or forever?
I mean,
Yes.
answer's yes.
My answer is no. I think he does pretty well with the yoga studio that he runs up in.
Is that
Right.
what Porcel does?
Long
Porcel
Beach.
does. I think he used to do Long Beach. Maybe he's doing it again. He had one in upstate.
Oh, I thought he has Yoga 108 in Long Beach. I thought
Does
that was
he?
him.
Okay. Yeah. They have
He ain't
separate
Ray
ones.
level.
Yeah, he ain't Ray level, but he does well, I think. So good
Okay.
for him.
Ray Level is like he was like the face of Lululemon Men.
Right. But for people at home, if there's a tasteful way for, I was just going to say an old timer, but these people are 50. It's not like
they're old timers and punk.
Yeah,
but
right.
Yeah.
It's not like it's like Paw though, like whittling on the fucking stew on the porch. But the
Make a change, brother.
yeah, but if there's a way for a 50-year-old who there's tasteful ways to make money, I don't care.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like if somebody like is a figure in hardcore and they can find a way to continue to get their kids' braces taken care of and shit, I'm not mad.
I think you said it well, but we needed to parse it better. There's tasteful ways to make money. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
Are you anti-straight edge shirts?
No, I'll wear that
We're
Pooh
working-
Bear. I'll wear that Pooh Bear
Oh my
one people were
God.
clowning the
Oh
other
my
day.
God.
Oh man,
I don't give a fuck.
We do need to make some good straight edge shirts, or at least less.
I own
more.
a straight edge shirt.
Shout out to
I don't own any, but I would.
I own
Shout
an
out-
American straight edge one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's
classic.
an X, but it's got flowers in it, so I'm like, I like this.
Yeah.
This isn't like so like too
tasteful.
over the top.
What was the our buddy Dusty hit us with the good idea because we did that straight edge poll,
That's right.
and it turned out literally I was like, straight edge, emphatic yes, yeah, but let's be cool, nah, but it's cool, and then that's a no from me, dog. Total when you compile the 2 yeses and the 2 nos, 51 yes, 49 no.
No shit.
Your nose are fucking up.
Wow. I didn't think it would be that close. I thought straight edge was over for the kids.
I think straight, but I mean, I think we've got a targeted demo.
Yeah.
But also
But
50% is not a. I mean,
it's not a
No.
lot. There's been times where I bet it would have been higher. Our friend and confidant, who, let's give a quick shout out to Closed Casket Activities.
Sure.
He doesn't even really like when we bring up his stuff. He just launched a new web store that's rad. His new
Oh.
website's awesome. You got to go get the King 9 record.
Oh.
So you got to go get that.
The King 9, so I still haven't listened to it with headphones on, so I don't know how I feel about the song.
Mm-hmm.
Best album art of the year.
or the artwork is amazing.
He showed it to me months ago, and I was floored and wanted to share it. But couldn't.
Great.
It's awesome. So
Really,
good.
really good album art.
Yeah. If that's why it took 5 years, then it's cool.
Yeah.
And so shout out to him. He's somebody who doesn't get a lot of credit, and we won't even say his name on here, but he does a lot. He is the first person who supported this podcast.
True.
Shout out.
Yes.
Thank you. Suggested after this that we do the straight edge isn't cool, ... Straight edge isn't cool anymore, ... in the back, but it's cool.
But it's cool. It's cool, man.
Remember the Andrew Thomas Company? Am I showing my age?
No, I don't
it.
remember.
They were a straight edge vegan like t-shirt company.
Yes.
But like that, like straight edge isn't cool anymore because you sold out all those
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
shirts that people are doing now, like
Yeah.
reissuing.
Oh,
now.
that's who did it, OG?
Like there's, yeah,
Okay.
All right, it's time for some new designs. We're coming with
that's
them.
it. Come
New
with that
designs.
heat.
Scenario A. These are good. A little long, but they're good.
Are these another this
New
or that?
question. No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
You
that-
help.
Oh, I'm reading that guy's name. That's an unfortunate name.
Yeah.
He's the guy who shot everybody on the Long Island Railroad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out Colin.
I didn't know he was a fan.
Well, he's in jail now. So he got-
Roswick, actually. So you help out an acquaintance who's in a rough spot. And in an attempt to be generous, let them crash on your couch for a month. Complaints start coming to you about said person creeping people out at parties. Neighbors are confident this person stole from them. And you come home to this person taking selfies wearing your clothes in your bedroom and posting it on social media as if both were owned by this person. Fast forward about 5 years, this person is in a band on the up and up. Stop there.
Wow.
Scenario B.
So that happened.
That's a great scenario.
One of the first heavy bands you see live that inspires you to explore the genre. Fast forward to adulthood where you not only meet, but get to know the front person of said band, and, surprise, surprise, turns out this person is an asshole and addicted to drama that causes issues. All right, that's scenario B. Scenario A, couch creeper, using your clothes in your bedroom, posting on social media.
I love that. I don't give a
Scenario
fuck.
B, heavy band, dude's an asshole, shocker. My question is, will you not listen to a band based on personal experience with a member? Or have you stopped listening to a band because of this? Let me know if you need more details. I said I definitely need more details. Did this happen? My question. Scenario A,
Scenario is really
couch creeper.
specific.
Scenario A was all too real. I had to drag the dude out of my apartment by his ear after 10 days.
Nice.
I do think one of his 2 projects isn't bad, but I just can't listen to it.
Is this me?
I'm talking about you. He's talking about drug churches and
James,
bad.
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Looking back at it, it's pretty funny in a super weirdo way. Scenario B is about a specific person that's big in a particular subgenre of heavy, fast music. But after thinking about it more, this has happened to me another time with a bigger name on it, but on a smaller interaction. All right, so let's deal with these scenarios in 2 separate ways. Scenario A, couch creeper. If this dude was in a band, would you be able to listen to it or no? If this was a situation that happened to you,
You know where I'm at.
you're fine with it.
I listen to straight up terrible people. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. So,
But on a personal level, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, yeah. The
This
first
isn't something
one,
you've heard. This is something that occurred to you, like happened to you.
okay.
You know what? The first one is going to be. It depends on the relationship before and after. If this is a close friend who is going through the rut and going through some bullshit, now the whole wearing my clothes in my room,
That's a whole different. Yeah,
it's a little weird, but I could probably with a person.
I think
could
that makes a
forgive
good story.
Honestly, if Pat was in my room when we lived together wearing my stuff, I'd be like, dude, this is really weird. And in the reverse, he'd probably, that's really weird, dude.
But
I don't think either of us would have killed each other about
no,
it, right?
you'd be like, oh, you like my stuff.
Yeah.
This
Like,
is
I have
it's a
taste.
weird look.
I'd say you're a foot taller than me. It's weird that this fits.
Yeah,
But, you know.
you look tight in that, but all right. But the creeping on stuff,
Stealing.
These are not good
Did he
things.
steal? Did he
Yeah, the
steal?
neighbors,
Oh, yeah,
but the neighbors accused him. But
Oh yeah. It's confident this person stole from. Yeah, it'd be tough.
I don't know.
But-
If somebody's going through a thing,
Fast forward about 5 years, this person is a band on the up and up. You know, maybe this struggle made their art.
yeah, I mean, and 5 years. I don't know. I listened to that Joey Diaz,
Cocksucker.
yeah, that podcast, and
And you listen to you, Joe Rogan.
a thing since the Me Too thing, he's like so intense because he has gone through such decided phases of life where he was like a low down criminal.
Yeah.
And then he was just a coke addicted wild man. You know what I mean?
Right.
And now he's a family person and he's like
trains like jujitsu.
yeah, and he's like a really intense guy on it where he's like, look, like, I mean, he says it really crude, but he's like, look, somebody that would come to me and say, hey, you did this 20 years ago, I'll be honest, I wouldn't know what to say to them because I'd be like, I'm a different human being and I don't know what you want from me. Now, people don't want to hear that, but when we're like the Me Too thing makes it confused because that's obviously a really hot button, intense feeling for people. But if we're talking about somebody that was stealing from your neighbors, if you come to me and you're like, I was at a low point in my life.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I was at a low point in my life. Also, look, no names, but like there's people that we know through music who got their problems. And we didn't know they got their problems until life fell down around them and then it all came out. So like what I mean by that is there's problems that a person can have that aren't apparent to you. Like there's people shooting dope between their toes and shit. And then there's also compulsive gamblers. Compulsive gamblers can hide that for decades. Yeah. And these are people that got bad problems. So if somebody comes to me and says, look, I was in a bad place.
I was going through it.
And it's a sincere apology that any of that hurt you and hurt the people around you. And I really genuinely am sorry. Yo, if the grievance is like steal from my neighbors, fuck it.
Ain't my neighbors anymore.
Yeah, fuck it. You're back in the fucking, like, so I could listen to that person's band.
Yeah, I probably could. There's certain lines that could go over or not.
Sure.
And I might write it off beforehand.
I probably wouldn't like it anyway. So
Let's go to scenario B because
Yeah.
this
1 and
one's
4.
got some meat on the bone.
the other one didn't.
No, the other one did, but
I
it was
walk
like,
home. He's wearing my clothes, taking selfies.
no, that one's
using
more
it on
fun.
Tinder.
I loved how specific it was. This other
Yeah.
one though,
I just want to tell a quick story.
please.
So for people that I don't know if you guys, I don't think either of you saw my spot that I was living in San Diego.
No.
It's a really large house.
Yes.
Belongs to a guy that does very well for himself.
Wonderful benefactor.
And there was a period where nobody was in the house for a while, right? And I'm not a sex tape guy. You know what I mean? I'm not like trying to videotape myself all the time. But I had a partner who was. Okay. And my friend has to use my computer for a minute and clicks on it and is like, what is it? is this, why are you in my fucking room? Why are you having sex on my bed? You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, I wouldn't listen to your band anymore. That's fucked up. That is real fucked. That's worse than using my clothes.
Because his bed, I was sleeping in like,
Yeah.
you know, like a cot. You know what I mean? Like some
Right.
broke ass motherfucker.
Right, if you're gonna go,
You know those cots they have at Big Lot that are like $9.99?
Yeah.
He had one that he found on the street. It was
Right.
fine.
Like, you know what I mean?
you want
I'm like-
production value and shit.
Right, exactly.
Right,
So,
right.
but that
Lighting
was, that
and-
was just a funny like little anecdote.
Are you still
where-
friends with this person?
Oh yeah, one of my
Yeah.
close.
Got it.
But he's like, you know, he's looking at it and being like,
Dude, what?
like, you know, like at first he's into it because this is a beautiful woman, and he clicks on the thing and he's like,
Right.
oh,
Oh, shit, look at
And,
that.
Maybe this was a present.
And then
like,
he go-
little
and then
treat
he
for me,
goes-
cool.
Oh wait, that's you.
he goes, oh shit,
God damn it, Patrick.
those are my sheets. That's my fucking bed. You know what I mean? What are you doing?
Well, he makes enough money, he could burn the bed.
Well, okay, you guys are going to take his side. He said,
I'm not even thinking. I just think it's great.
Did you at least wash the sheets? And I had to look. I don't lie anymore, so I had to look at him and go, no. And he was so mad. And
How
I was
I'd
long
be
did the
real
mad?
mad.
How long
Would
did
you?
the mad last?
like, 4 minutes. You know what I mean?
I'd
be mad. I'd be big
I was
mad.
thinking about the other day, and this isn't to talk about whoever this is, but I think anonymously this person does quite well, and it's fine. I think if I was very wealthy, like the mega millions, mega billions, whatever, if I won that money, it would be so hard for me to be mad about almost anything.
Yeah, but I
And
think,
I'm, you know, like
it's like
I
I
think
sleep there.
irrational things. I think I would just be like, okay, just don't do that again. And then if you did, I'd be like, all right, just you take that bed.
I mean, I'd be
It's,
mad, but like funny, man, like laughing,
Yeah,
calling you an asshole.
Right.
But it's like he's got to sleep in Pat's aftermath. That's kind of gross.
Well, he probably had already.
yeah, he had it had already passed. You know what I mean? This was like,
but that's what I'm saying. And he didn't know, and it's like,
but it's not like I shot come into his shampoo or something. It's like, you know,
He slept in it.
No,
he was
and the stuff
fine.
that
He
he
was
sleeps-
comfortable
yeah.
afterwards.
two people make love. You know,
Oh,
maybe there's a good
God.
energy. I don't know. I bless that bed.
He was leaving a positive aura.
Exactly.
oh god,
All right, scenario B.
yeah, I would kick you out of the band.
You one of your favorite bands introduce you to the genre. You get to know the person. Oh, big surprise! They're a giant asshole.
Wait, is this? Am I scenario B and your scenario
Yes.
A? Is that
Yes,
what's
that's
happening?
That's
right now?
correct. Yeah. This person's got us dead to rights.
God damn it, man.
So scenario B. It happens literally all the time.
I never
My
met a singer
advice-
who wasn't a piece of shit.
And or like just you know what?
The fuck?
You're going to, if you are in this genre, in this weird small world, you're going to end up meeting a lot of your favorite artists, which is a good thing. It can also be a bad thing. If you don't want this to happen, don't meet people like that. Or do the, arm's length. Okay, cool. And I'm not saying it's not going to enhance your relationship with the music, but it's not going to decrease that either. It's going to be what it is. And you do run the chance, if you get to know someone, to devalue their music for whatever it means to you. Is that right? No. But it means that your interpretation, if you just choose to interpret them as intrinsically part of what you were enjoying, you're going to be X'd.
In the same way that the desire to be a politician has a level of wanting to control other human beings that precludes the person that wants to be a politician from being a full person, right?
Sure.
We can assume most people go through life being like most politicians are scum, right? Just assume that the type of narcissism that makes you want to get on a stage and command everybody's attention might preclude you from being a complete person. And for many, many, many performers, they're not perfect people. They're not. You're never going to be satisfied trying to meet those people. There's something wrong with many of them. So, yeah, I mean, in a way, I think this is on you. I think this is like if you expect somebody who gets on a stage and it's like, pay attention to me, I'm very fucking important, look at me, to be well adjusted, you're bad.
And the flip is also can happen. You will meet some of these artists, should you choose to, that are great, wonderful people. It's a gamble.
You also catch people on
Meeting
their best
people-
day and their worst.
Correct. Meeting people is a gamble.
And if you're playing punk and hardcore, you're a little fucked up.
Yeah.
A lot of weirdos.
You know what I mean? So I would hate for it to be like, you're like the nicest dude ever.
Man, you seem successful and normal in every single way. Perfect.
Yeah, no. Not happening.
Sorry.
But,
Dour note there.
well, I mean, can somebody be such an annoying prick that it makes it difficult to stomach their fucking gibberish that they're fucking spewing? Yeah, of course. Of course. You can. I try to look past it.
We do.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I love Patrick. I'm only joking.
All right.
That's a long one.
Long one, but I'm just going to get to the question. It's a good one. And we get this kind of a question, but I like answering it. It feels good to answer it from the room.
We got to start getting a voicemail set up so people can leave us a little
Somebody
voicemail.
suggested that. It's a fantastic idea. We're going to do that.
Okay.
We're going to steal.
Give me this week.
Perfect World has it.
Oh, all right.
They set it
of
up
course,
so you can call and leave. So we're going to do that.
Yes, good idea.
I wanted to reach out to you guys looking for insight on how a new band should handle putting out a new record. I'm in a hardcore metalcore band from Long Island. We put out a demo a little over a year ago, but we just finished production on a new record, and we were faced with the obstacle of how to release it. I was hoping maybe you could discuss what you think the right approach to putting out a new record or for a newer band is. How would you determine the right people to send it to, label, distribution-wise, and how you would try to get the most reach with the album. Thanks, Tom. P.S. I saw Tom in Indecision at Back to School Jam this weekend, and it ruled.
Thank you.
Cool name, too, right?
Yeah, hey. I wrote that myself, actually.
So I want to say the first thing is we get emails like this from people. Say the name of your band. We'll
shout it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So this is from a band Senseless. Senseless Hardcore is Senseless HC is the social media handle. I don't know they didn't put a Bandcamp, but that's the first thing I'll say is that sending emails like this, asking questions, cool, do it. We actually had a conversation with a friend who does a smaller label who said, I get these long emails.
Yeah, that was my first thing I was going to say.
These long emails, multiple paragraphs. Keep it short.
Bullet points are your friend.
Yeah, nobody successful has time.
I wish I had my response where I just gave, hey, my name's Chad. I'm in a band. We were trying to get stuff going. We've been playing a lot of shows. Here's our new recording. Check it out. We want to reach out to some labels we respect. Your name's right at the top. Please let me know if you get the chance to listen to, and love to hear more from you. Thanks. Boom. Done. There you go. In and out. If they want more, they'll come to you. Don't be afraid to send the email. Send it to everybody. You might aim too high. Don't aim just high. Aim middle, aim low. We talked on the Patreon episode about Youth of Today getting connected with 7 Seconds, the first 7-inch coming out on Positive Force. That's because those dudes were punishing Kevin Seconds.
Yeah.
They were sending him email. They were sending him letters.
Yes.
They were talking to him at the shows, going to meet him. Yo, get out there. Do that stuff. It's not always fun. Don't be an annoying prick. Be cool.
Nah, have the person in the band that is likable. And if you don't know if you're likable or not, you're already fucking up. Yeah, exactly. You're not. And look, that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, both my bands have to elect. There's so many antisocial or asocial personalities in the bands that I'm in that we got to elect someone to talk to promoters. That we got to elect someone to talk to. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You mean antisocial, like?
Interesting.
Wow.
Alexa just jumped out at us. What happened?
Did we say Alexa somehow?
I don't think so.
So antisocial, not like the actual clinical diagnosis. You mean?
No.
Because that's a person you should have talked to the promoter.
No.
Like asocial, you mean?
So what word is triggering Alexa?
I don't know, but the machines
Contacts?
Oh, no, we didn't say that though, did we?
Contact.
Promoter.
I couldn't find what is it about in your list of contacts or devices.
Alexa, shut off.
Okay.
Alexa, shut the fuck up.
Does Alexa respond to that? Should.
No, I don't think so.
I do want to thank our new sponsors, Google. Google Home. The best of your name.
So, yeah, I mean, look,
They're giving us $15 an hour now.
I'm very negative about this. I'm very negative
the
about sort of like
No bonuses.
I don't want to sound like a bitter person because I'm happy for.
Why are you doing the like?
I'm doing the little finger purse.
Yeah,
little
the
finger.
thing.
Remember, he found out he's Italian.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. Hey, so
How are you?
I don't want to sound bitter because I'm happy for both my bands what they've done and all that.
Who are the people in your bed?
That get this job.
Yes.
Oh, let's see. Actually, in Drug Church, Corey, the rhythm guitarist, can talk. He will never start a conversation, but when engaged, he can talk about literally anything.
Wonderful.
So he is the dude that will place in a situation where we'll be like, hey, Corey, we'd like for this band to like us because they were kind enough to take us out, but we're all tired. Go in this room. And like somebody will talk to him,
Right.
And like
Shake hands and kiss
right,
babies and stuff.
right. But no, he's not like that. He just is such an unassuming dude. People are like, "Hey, man, what's
your
going on?
deal?
Yeah, why are you standing there? Where are you from?" And he'll be like, "Oh, I'm from Glens Falls," and then it just starts whatever. But
So is Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
yeah, that's true.
That's true.
There's multiple people in Glens Falls who claim to be the sons or daughters of Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Fun fact.
Look at that.
Who's to say they aren't?
Yeah, who's to say they aren't? He's a very popular guy. So if you're the talkative one or the likable one or the unassuming one or whatever, have that person reach out. You know what I mean? Like
Who's the one in
self-defense? There
Yeah.
isn't one. There's nobody. We have
you guys change over so much.
we have to we have to put on the mask of humanity
Mask of
to,
sanity.
to get out of the van. To be like, no, actually,
Do you guys go like, all right, you count down, you're like 1, 2, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Like you all have to kind of get
yeah,
into
put our faces
our
on.
game faces on and see out on the ice kind of thing.
So here's a conversation. Did we have? Okay, boring if I say did we have this conversation? But I was talking
Parmesan.
to a friend about a band that we talk about a lot on this podcast, who has been around for 30 years, and
Who?
and
The Who.
Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there.
It's about the Who.
It's about the Who.
Roger Daltrey.
And trying to explain to someone who hasn't been in a band why those men might be strange.
Yeah.
I
When
can
you're strange.
I can answer this. When you're in a van, you create an alternate world where you use the language that you use only with your closest friends. And you talk about only the things that you talk about with your closest friends. And you do that for 8-hour drives a day.
to sustain something.
And you do that for so many years that you now have an alternate culture.
Yes.
And you don't know that you're stepping into situations where these aren't your closest friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're around people and you expect everybody over the years to start being like you and 5 other
Because
people
your
are.
world has grown in the last 30 years of people that you worked with, bands
Yeah.
that you played with, that you've sent out your minions out into the world.
Your
so they might
vibe-
not be like your daily contacts
Yep.
anymore,
Yes.
but they definitely still get your vibe.
Right. And so you've created a whole world around yourself and you're insulated from it. And then when you interact with people in a different context, you might come off like a straight up fucking weirdo. And like,
Yes.
trying to explain
Your
that to
normal
people,
isn't the world's normal.
right. And trying to explain that to people isn't always easy, because like they'll be like, damn, I talked to so and so, he was real off putting, man. He was a fucking weirdo. And you'll be like, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unavoidably he is, because he's basically in a space station for half his life.
Right, and he's doing his best. That's his best. Yeah, that's him like trying, probably, most likely.
Trying to
Correct.
charm you there.
Yeah.
So anyway, be charming, but be direct. Keep everything short. As far as if this person's asking how to put out a record,
It's another episode.
yeah,
Harms
and
reduction at Gmail.
I'm very cynical. I think people just I think you need homies. I'm very cynical about it now. I think that you can put out a great record, be proud of it, but if you want it to pop, I think that you need
Someone
to.
needs to say something.
Yeah, you need
need
to.
the
You
hype
need
Need that
machine.
tweet.
what's that?
You need that hype machine.
You do. You need to build a quorum around you of people saying, "I like this."
Yep. You
And
need
Bandcamp's
people to
not a
talk
bad
about
look.
it. Bandcamp's
No,
not
gotta
a
do
bad
all
Don't
that.
need physical.
No, not to start. Make physical. Either it's a labor of love, and you better make very few copies and create demand, or don't make physical, and you're fine. Man, it's tough. I really believe the move is. I think there actually is a groundswell of smaller labels coming up,
For sure.
but that's because there's a groundswell of bands who are getting it and doing quality stuff and working it out. There are 20 bands out there right now that are very good who have no prospect of a label picking them up,
At least.
and that's just in this small world of stuff we typically talk about. And they just got to keep working and play shows, communicate, friend up with other bands so you can stay active and get swung around, and work to get your name out there. And the first thing too, just put your name out there, get
Yo.
it out there, make it part of what you're doing.
Texas, Florida, and Long Island right now all have cliques that look. If you're outside
And Cali,
of
too.
yes, that's true. But if you're outside of that, maybe that's frustrating for you. But like, you got to take it under advisement that those bands big up in each other are fucking really. I mean,
A huge help to each
Oh,
other.
when Day by Day goes and tours, that helps Deflect. That helps all the bands. That helps the fact that 86 Records. That helps IOU Records. That helps all this like trickle down effect for all the different projects that are looped in and out of that little world. Yo, that's good. It's visibility.
yeah, and I
Build your world.
do as I say, not do as I do, because
You've been bad at this. at different
I've
points.
never been. I'm not a joiner. I've never been about like get together with folks, the like-minded folks. You know what I mean? Even at my detriment. But like it is. My only clique is my actual band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I got friends.
Then
and
you
other
become the
things.
weirdo.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem, right? But like, but don't do as I do. Do as I say, which is like find people that you have something in common with that are like I see the fucking Rule Them All kids,
Yeah.
pumping the fuck out of everything that's in their circle or one tier away,
Yep.
and just being excited about it, being visibly excited
Yep.
about it.
And people go back and ride for them now.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly. And like,
It's a wheel. It works all together.
there you go.
So do it. All
Best
right.
of luck.
This
Do
is a
it.
good one. Do it. All right. Question.
Question?
How does anyone in your camp feel about quote unquote emo core? New York didn't seem to contribute that much to that side of the subgenre,
We're fucking hard, man.
at least not as much as New Jersey around the New Brunswick Rutgers area, with New York's main contributions being Texas is the reason. It's pretty big contribution.
Yeah, probably the
Yeah.
biggest.
Yeah.
Although
Sasha, Garden Variety. Let me read this.
we could talk about rewritten history a little bit on
Yeah, we're
on
gonna get
Texas.
there today.
Yeah.
Texas is the reason. Sasha, Garden Variety, End of Year.
Oof.
Shout out to Pat. Walter M. Miller Jr. is one of my favorite tracks lyrically, and You Are Beneath Me is a longtime favorite album.
Oh, yeah, thank you, sir.
It trails off all the good
Yeah,
stuff.
No, that's all.
This is great.
And On the Might of Princes.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Were there any other New York bands around who might have been notable if they got any of the support any of these other guys did? Was there... Quick pause. Patrick, would you like the support that Texas is the Reason got?
I
Got
mean-
a lot of it.
I mean, now, I mean,
I mean, you're on Revelation. You're on
That's
the same
true, yeah.
label. You had the
What
same jumping
excuse
off
did I
point.
have?
They didn't
Yes,
have the
it's
same
true.
jumping off point or same budgets. I'll say that much. Was there ever any crossover between mainline hardcore and these kinds of bands? IRC, Texas the Reason had members of Shelter, or is it all segregated from the harder bands? Lastly, I wanted to share my band's music with you. Good for this dude.
Yep.
Feel free to criticize. Always happy to hear what we can do better as well as what's working. We're called Prowns. We're based in Brooklyn. Been working on post-hardcore emo core sound, generally influenced by Gravity Records output in the 90s.
It's interesting. I'll check that out.
Prowns, PROUNS.bandcamp.com. Best
Okay.
John
Check it.
L. Thanks, John. Emo core. I think it's a word that's been bastardized a million times.
Sure.
Yeah, when you started off with that, I'm like, this could go in 7 different directions. It
No,
could be
but-
like
Correct.
Taking Back Sunday. We're talking about Sasha. We're talking about
But-
Right
but
to
the-
Spring. What?
Right.
This person clearly gets it, though, and
Yeah.
It had a broad definition of it.
yes, and that's helpful because if they were talking about exclusively like true, like Discord style emo core,
Right. We're talking about Merrill.
Yeah,
Some shit. Yeah.
I don't think that there's anything in New York that was really doing that.
No.
No.
But I,
Sasha.
Closest thing was that
but-
maybe Sasha or that early 90s.
Sasha, I
like,
consider straight screamo. Am I wrong? Like, I think that's like, I know that
Yeah.
these two things bled into each
yeah.
other, but like,
Yeah. What's-
I think that you'd have to go to Long.
Ashes
I think you'd have to go to Long
Ashes.
Island, and then you'd be
Jersey.
dealing with like silent majority,
Majority.
and the
Silent Majority
what about
was fucking
inside? What about
7
inside?
seconds.
What about
Yeah,
inside?
Inside.
There you go.
Yeah. So inside.
Inside were great.
I'm trying to think.
Is there stuff available out there? I don't think it is.
not to my knowledge.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because what do? Did they do just a demo?
No, they had like they had a
Their
record and
records?
stuff, but
Okay.
like I don't know if it ever really got out there.
On the harder side, like
there is crossover. Like all
Right,
those bands,
Shift.
you know what I mean?
sure a shift.
Oh yeah.
I loved Shift.
Shift is in that emo core / post hardcore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Post hardcore, yeah. So I don't know. I
What was Kate's band?
Baby Go Paul.
Baby Go Paul.
I have that 7-inch.
It's kind of peripherally emo core, if you want to consider.
Yeah.
Beta minus mechanic.
But that's upstate, right? I mean,
Right,
so
what
is
was
that
Air Type 11 a little
Type
later.
11 was
Yeah.
Yeah, New York seemed to skip emo core and jump straight to post-hardcore. And I think you could go to Long Island and find some pretty good examples that are escaping me on the inside tip. You know what I mean? Like certainly the Corrigan...
Blood Red.
Yeah. Oh, I think that some of that's so good. But it's never been
Little
our
things.
thing.
It's little things,
Inside.
but it's little things. You know, the band that we've talked about that did nothing. United States. That,
United
you know,
States, sure.
There's
Scream Hello.
right. Gracer was more ambient, but on the Might of Princes, the
Yeah.
dudes went on to do Gracer. There's lots of stuff. It just doesn't get the foothold, I think, because the 80s version of emo that, you know, the Discord stuff, the Revolution Summer, etc. type thing, by the time it really starts influencing New York, in my opinion, is where you get the post-hardcore. I think the Quicksand 7-inch is right there. Like, it's raw, and then they're post-hardcore, but they're pulling from those kind of elements, but also pulling from alternative rock. Like,
a lot.
alt rock hits in 90-ish, and then that takes that. If you're in hardcore and you like some of that Revolution Summer, the emo stuff, you probably fuck with a lot of alternative music too. So you'd throw that all in the blender and you come up with post-hardcore.
And also, I mean, like, think about Quicksand. That first 7-inch is like 3-4 years after Revolution Summer. So it wasn't even like that far in the rearview mirror that they're like, hey, this is a cool thing we could bring back.
But I
It
bet
was
you
still-
that Walter was just as into 10,000 Maniacs as he was into like
no question.
Yeah.
Reds of Spring.
Belly fan, no doubt. But I'm going to
me
say
too.
that
Tana Donnelly.
in my view, the most
Talented
interesting part of New York hardcore, for a lot of people, it's the roots, it's the origin stuff is really fascinating to them. I think that the individual journeys of the people who continued making music just adjacent to hardcore
Yes.
is utterly fascinating. Walter's the best example, but there's, you know, like
There's
you
a
could look at
ton.
Orange. Line, you could
Gavin's
look at
a great
anything. Yeah,
example,
right.
you know what I mean?
So that stuff is all, that's the journey to me. That's interesting. That's like the stuff that is history. Here's my suspicion. It's a game of follow the leader, and that's no knock against anybody. But when you see something that excites you, you want to do it. So if, for example, a Walter had done emo core post his
And
hardcore
gone
bands,
very heavy into that. Yeah.
then New York would have that lineage. You know
Don
what I mean?
Fury would not be Don Fury. Like,
Right.
Or
Yeah.
he would be, but not. He wouldn't be known for all his bass heavy. Yeah.
So but it went a different way. It went a more alt rock way, and that's what excited people. That's also where people saw opportunities, which is a thing that
That's very true.
We should get some honest older cats on here to talk about that and be like, yeah, there was a lane and it was exciting, and so I tried it, and like there's nothing wrong with it.
No, and you know what? I think if you want the like steering away from the alternative, but more in this emo, like that early Lifetime stuff that I don't think is particularly good.
No.
But it's leaning towards that. It's slower. They're trying to be more melodic, but it's still odd. I mean, there is some of that stuff that was circling in the early ABC days.
I was gonna say,
Like the Merrill of the world. Like there's some, and there's probably some more examples that they're escaping me. But like what you said that was really fascinating was the where did they go next is fascinating to me, is the New York hardcore. We've talked a lot about, we've mentioned Rorschach on here. Those dudes were CBGB's Sunday matinee dudes. Those were like youth crew kid followers wanting to be that, but then they just got gnarly. And like they were all in on New York hardcore, and what they did was go a different route. And then if you follow what a lot of those dudes did and follow like the Gern Blanstein records shit, like it's weird music.
I'm gonna tell me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna say the closest that notable New York got is Supertouch. I think that's like that is emo core adjacent to me more than it is alt adjacent to me.
That could be an argument. Yeah.
I got two bands I'd like to add.
Yeah, please.
Kind of building off of that. 1.6 band
Okay.
Yes,
yep.
absolutely.
and The Last Crime. Did
What's-
you hear The Last Crime?
No, what's that?
Kevin
Never did.
Egan's band.
Yeah. From Beyond,
Really
yeah.
good.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's also 1.6.
Right.
But highly recommended.
Okay.
But that along those weird kind of, yeah.
So the I'll check that out now. But and yeah, New Jersey,
but it didn't have a ton of it.
It also got screamo pretty quick.
It got into once you get into the mid '90s, there's some sit down music. There's like the I mentioned Ashes.
I can't tell you how many times
Frail from
end of
PA.
the year played fucking New Brunswick basement shows.
There's like the You and I's of the world.
You and I, but there was some
The
stuff
Assistant.
even before then. The Assistants later. There's some stuff in the mid '90s. There was a house in Toms River, 508 something, and there was a bunch of shit like the Lincolns and Hoover style stuff we go through there.
Yeah. I fucking totally forgot The Assistant. There's a whole scene of that stuff that I totally blank on.
They're very good.
I blank on all that shit.
It was a weird time, and New Brunswick's and we might need to do it, and it will take research, but like a New Brunswick
deep dive?
a New Brunswick deep dive to go through the waves, because there's this wave, like the time when I started going to New Brunswick shows, they were actually fucking awesome and lively.
Who
Like,
could we bring on to be like our expert?
there's not many who've been through multiple, because what happens is there's the period in New Brunswick where it's like kind of weird, and then Ignite plays a basement show in like '96, and all the MCYC kids go, and
Was that
a
the
lot
Down
of those-
Under?
No, it was at Handy Street.
Wow.
It was in a basement. Ignite
Like an
plays
actual
there,
basement, yeah.
an actual basement. It's fucking wild, and hardcore kids are like, "Oh shit, this is awesome! This beat's going to Obsessions or Studio One.
Right.
Fuck, let's do this." And then there's a bunch of punk bands. There's been the Degenerics, who I think I've mentioned once before. There,
Probably
And
Heckle.
Heckle was earlier. Who's the band? Whole Shot, stuff like that is mid '90s. But there's like a fun period where the shows are all lively and people are into it. But then there's the pushback, and then it turns into the like lo-fi scene that births bands like Vivian Girls before they move to New Brunswick, move to New York. You know, we'll do a New Brunswick deep dive. Emo core, it's cool. There's a lot of it. The revealing element is the closeness to me to post-hardcore. That's interesting to think about. I think in different areas you get more or less of it.
I think that I'll throw a line out to a Long Island affiliate, and I'm sure that
I
there's
bet we'll get a list of demos.
yeah, a lot of demos. But shout out to that person's band. We'll check
Prouns, PROUNS.bandcamp.
All right.
And shout out to making a Gravity Records mention. I like that. When I was a teen in the 90s, I was very much...
You old? Okay.
Yeah. This dude's our age, my age.
So you old?
He's younger than you dudes. When I was a teen in the 90s, I was very much into the big punk bands of the time, Fat Wreck, Epitaph, etc. There were several bands that leaned into hardcore from that scene that would sort of become an appetizer in the four-course meal of punk and hardcore for me. Bands like Good Riddance, 88 Fingers Louie, and AFI. And later there were Kid Dynamite and Strike Anywhere. That were clearly punk bands filled with hardcore kids that would spill over into hardcore songs pretty often. I understand that bands like Turnover or Culture Abuse are non-hardcore bands with hardcore support, but they couldn't be further from actual hardcore music, right? Is this still a thing? What are the subgenre bridge bands of today? Has the new breed of hardcore shifted the bridge from punk to metal?
Yes.
Are the bridge bands now things like Power Trip that brings metal kids to hardcore, where the previous bands brought punk kids to hardcore? Yours truly, Mike Lawson, Collapse Records, Straight Edge. Shout out, Mike.
Well, I mean, definitely
Live by your own rules.
Definitely, there was always metal bands that did this, but at the moment, yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, right, like in the 80s, that's how a lot of kids got into hardcore. Some of my closer, older friends are like, yeah, like I loved metal in the 80s and then wanted something faster and more crazy, and that's how I got into hardcore. And then when hardcore slowed down and got boring, that's when I got back into Obituary.
Right.
So has the bridge shifted? Yes, but I just think it's different. He mentioned Turnover, Culture Abuse, non-core bands.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's a good... I think this person is probably right on that those might be the 88 Finger Louies of today. You know what I mean? Like, it's a less aggressive sound that's still like many hardcore kids at a Turnover show. You know what I mean? So...
Yep. Many kind of casual entry level newer people
For sure.
into it who maybe have a few things in a heart. Like, I bet you a Turnover kid might be familiar with Turnstile,
Yes.
but maybe not much beyond that.
Crazy. I was at I might have told this boring ass story on this podcast. I was at like a vegan deli, and there was I forget where it was, like, you know, Indianapolis sort
Sure.
of. And there was a kid working. He kind of IDs that I'm in a band, starts talking, and He knows Turnstile. I want to say Drug Church was out with Cruel Hand, maybe.
Okay.
Knows Turnstile, is a big fan, has never heard of Cruel Hand.
Yeah.
And like, to me, this was a few years ago now, and that was revelatory because those bands to me are
Same bucket.
same bucket. You know what I mean? Like, and it didn't occur to me that Turnstile even back then had broken through to like, very casual fan in a way that I never expected. Shout out to Cruel Hand, by the way, who are doing shows right now, and apparently the shows are fun as fuck. I low rated the bands recently on the podcast, and in most things I'm wrong. People are enjoying the shit out of it.
What do you think? What are the comps from 90s
to those bands now?
Yeah. What are the bands who
Right.
bridge the genres?
I mean, when you were talking about like Turnover and all that sort of stuff, the first thing that came to my mind, not as big as those bands are now, but like the Far Sides and the Sense Fields and Game Faces and stuff like that, I think are, at least in California, probably bands that got
huge.
You know what I mean? And got kids into hardcore and stuff like that.
I mean? AFI, did we say?
Yeah, he mentioned them too.
Yeah, I mean AFI clearly, but I don't know. I'm not totally sure how much people were like, I like AFI, now I like hardcore. I don't know.
I think it happened a lot.
I think it did, and I think it was. There's interesting points. Working on something else for a future episode, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Good Riddance and Ensign did a split that at the time was available fucking everywhere.
Yeah,
and there were a lot of people who like Good Riddance who maybe were not familiar with Ensign, and that was this door opener. And Kid Dynamite had done a split with 88 Fingers Louie. That 88 Fingers Louie at the time was significantly bigger than Kid Dynamite. I don't think that's true today.
I couldn't tell you.
It's the last time someone talked about 88 Fingers Louie.
I don't know the last time somebody talked about Kid Dynamite.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Guys from 88 Fingers Louie went on to some other bigger stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they're kind of popular.
I think they're doing okay.
Yeah.
But I do think about that. Like now, I think it's a run for covers. I think it is the bigger bands in hardcore like going out. I don't, what's the band who takes out all the metal bands? We talked about the Deftones a few episodes ago about how they took out a bunch of the like post-hardcore bands. It's the bigger bands who take out things and do the cross genre. Story So Far, to be honest, like,
oh sure, yeah,
right? They do that frequently. It's the people who Basement.
Yep.
The bands who have hardcore dudes in it who like touring with hardcore bands, but also have a bigger swath of influence.
Got that reach.
You all right?
We're recording in Tom's house today, which is a rarity, and Tom just tripped in his own house.
My mind has a certain way of how.
Yeah, you're like Matt Murdock. Okay, go on.
All right, let's get this. These are 3 quick emails. Let's do this. What are bands that y'all like live but not on record, and vice versa? Example for me is Bib. On record, I can't get into it, but live, I love it.
Okay. To me, that's like the No Warning world. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, you put No Warning there. You
I
don't
would.
like the records, but you like it live.
Yeah, I like it's that sort of thing that is like, Down to Nothing.
Okay.
Down to Nothing. I have no need for a Down to Nothing record.
Right.
Down to Nothing live, fun as fuck. Backtrack, same fucking deal. I can listen to the new not the fucking band I just said, Montreal.
Montreal.
No, Toronto. Where the fuck are the kids?
No
from?
Warning.
No Warning. I could listen to the new No Warning and say this is a good hardcore record. Same thing with Backtrack. But
Same thing with Down to Nothing.
Same thing with Down to Nothing. But it's not.
It's not something you're listening to.
It's not something I'm listening to. I go to that shit. I have a great time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's an energy, right?
And I would say Angel Dust is still waiting for their like Super Connect record. You know what I mean? But people love that band, myself included, because live that's a party.
Angel Dust is a great example because live that is really fun. I said 3 kind of from different time periods for me. Fire and Ice, I actually think live they're good, but I've never connected to them on record. Fahrenheit 451, I said it a few episodes ago. Live, I thought it was fucking awesome. Like saw them once, was like, this is great. Let me go try to find it. I bought the CD used, was like, Then saw them again, was like, gotta go back and listen to that CD. It was awesome. Yeah. You know? And Municipal Waste, we brought them up earlier. That band's really tight, crazy to see live. Even just watching that dude play drums, Dave Whitty.
Yeah, I mean,
and the kids are going crazy. And they probably, you know, it's the same thing. When I was too serious at 19, I didn't want to see Rambo doing it. Municipal Waste going out there having fun. It's fucking fun.
Yeah, I would co-sign the Municipal Waste.
Yeah.
Seeing them live, it's like, oh shit. I'd never
want to listen
Yeah,
to it.
I mean, I don't really. I could sing probably a full Down to Nothing set, and I don't listen to their records.
Right.
'Cause, I mean, they're awesome. They're so much fun.
Oh, what about the reverse? Bands you like on record but live? That's a different
I have
world.
one
Yeah.
because I heard you say it from the other room. Deaf Heaven.
Oh, okay.
I like the records. Watching them live,
You don't need to see it.
Makes me want to hurt myself.
There's certain...
And not in like a I'm sad way.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'll do anything to get the fuck out of here.
Right.
As so much as kill myself.
I'll jump through this plate glass one.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what? That's a funny thing. With hardcore, there's very few examples to me because I do enjoy watching it in a live setting.
Yeah.
But once you get to like a Deaf Heaven's a perfect example. Like anything that's like, I'd rather just listen to it on record, you know, because the longer the set, the less like it's an active physical thing, the less interested I am in it. And it's almost like I don't want to be bored. And I hate to say that, but there's lots of great stuff.
I mean, their songs are also 10 minutes long.
A friend was going to that the Caleb family benefit on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And they were really excited about the ISIS reunion.
Celestial.
Right. And she says, I just never had a chance to see him. And I didn't want to like totally stamp down. But I was like, I think it's 4 dudes standing. You know what I mean? Like,
Not
it's
interactive.
Like,
You've seen it.
You're not going to get a ton out of this. You know what I mean?
I'll give it, my specific would be like bands like Nebula or High on Fire or Fu Manchu. I love that. I'll listen to that all day. But watching it, it's tough. Torch. Live, it's just not there for me.
Yeah, it's just good guitar rock, nothing else.
Yep.
Rush.
Amazing. I don't need to see it live
fucking
ever.
love Rush.
But you don't need to see them with the washing
fucking
machines
love
behind them?
Saw them with the washing machines, and
When did you see them?
I saw Rush in Southern California.
Slap in the face.
And it was disappointing because it is perfect.
Because Geddy Lee looks like your aunt?
No, that's true too.
Neil Peart's is perfect.
They
Ondra,
are perfect, and it's album perfect, and then with variation on drum solos and whatever. But like it is so perfect that perfect is the enemy of the
If
good.
you're
here,
not
you know what I mean?
in an interactive live music kind of entity, I feel like if you played places where I could lay out and have a picnic, I'm much more inclined to enjoy it.
Oh,
Like,
sure.
I'm going to lay down and eat a sandwich, and Rush is playing. That's sick.
Dave Matthews Band.
Great. This is enjoyable. Yeah. All right. There we go.
I brought couscous.
All right. Quick things. Whatever happened to Hounds of Hate? Are you guys familiar with the band Hounds of Hate?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did happen to them?
I don't know that they broke up or had a last show or any of that kind of shit. I think that most of the members split off to do a bunch of different bands, including No Time, Concealed Blade, Blood Pressure, a bunch of stuff. The new Blood Pressure LP is awesome. That just came out.
Yeah, I know people that
I
ride.
just listened to that yesterday.
I know people that ride super hard for Concealed Blade. Hounds of Hate. I'm gonna say those kids. Like, there's maybe 15 kids in that orbit of that material.
Yep.
Who. That's their MO is they do a band for a couple years, do another band, sometimes with the exact same kids. You know what I mean? It's just a culture.
Yeah. There's no crossover between their world and the heavier Pittsburgh world, is there?
Yeah, so I talked to a Pittsburgh person about it. There's like, as there was, I think, when Roboto was in full swing.
Sure.
There is some crossover because people are friends.
Sure.
But there's a feeling.
Or friendly.
Friendly, yeah. But there's a kind of like,
Convention?
People.
Not contentious, but contention.
Same thing that we've talked about it with Richmond back in the day. People perceive snobbery going in both directions, which is a funny idea, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's a funny idea that like both parties could be fucking
They're too
snobs.
pretentious. They're too pretentious.
Yeah. But maybe that's changed. But
That's for, they're too contentious. They're too pretentious. They're too pretentious. Okay, good. Funny story. The singer of Floor Punch went to college in Pittsburgh. Has lots of stories of going to weird hardcore shows and metal shows in Pittsburgh at the time. He really enjoyed it. He's got a funny.
I love
affinity for
Pittsburgh. My love for Pittsburgh is well documented. Somebody.
I ran on the football field at Carnegie Mellon after playing a show there.
Oh yeah.
Awesome Hope Conspiracy played there, and it was like, yo, it's like a full like NCAA football field. I'm like, I'm going out there.
That's fucking awesome.
So I did like probably a 25-minute 40-yard dash. It was pretty great.
All right.
Sports.
Would be cool if you all had an Instagram account and you could go live and take questions from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. We got to
can
figure out
that
what we can do for the rest of the Instagram account. I don't want to have a bunk Instagram account.
No. So, worst possible timeline that the podcast that I do promote is getting a YouTube, because once you get to 1,000 subscribers, you can do live chats. That's how a lot of people make money, but we don't want to make money. We just are trying to do the.
You have 1,000 subscribers?
No. That's what you need.
Oh, I was gonna say, what the fuck?
We
are
have
doing?
something like 300 on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
But here's the thing: once you get to 1,000, you can do chats where people can give you money or whatever to answer the question.
Oh, okay.
But we don't even necessarily need the money. The goal is to replicate a call-in show, but with text. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's rad.
So like. We're gonna launch that pretty soon. I think we should do that because
we do want to do that.
We could do like a nice oh hey, we've got an extra hour to kill today. Let's just fucking log on to thing, give everybody half an hour notice.
Let's do that. Yeah, if you guys want to follow us on YouTube, go for that.
Get us to 1,000 so we can start getting things in real time.
For those of you who have weird work blocks and shit, you probably get to YouTube, but we do have all our episodes about 4 episodes back on YouTube. And final question from this man named Patrick, who left us his phone number, so maybe we should call him. What are your favorite demos?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Fuck. That's a heavy question. That's like its own podcast.
It is. Maybe we'll do an all. My real quick was Raw Deal, Enough, Right Brigade, Righteous Jams.
I'm going to go Breakdown 87 demo.
Good demo.
I'm going to go For the Love of demo.
Wow.
It's a great demo.
Yeah, you ride for that hard?
Dude. A band from Brooklyn that no one knows about, that now they're members of Candiria, this band called Dead Air.
I do not know that band.
Amazing.
Interesting.
Huh.
Heavy
In like a
weirdo
Smashing
way.
Pumpkins way.
Oh, okay.
Really?
But like this is like 1992.
Yeah.
But they were all all a year or two older than us. And we're like, yeah, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like the guitar player was on played in the band that was on the New Breed comp.
Oh, really? Like a weird later.
Direct Approach.
Direct Approach I'm familiar with.
I'm sure Dave is also, because I saw him talk about it today.
Yeah.
One of the best demos, like...
No shit.
Yeah, I mean, but never really went,
Right.
But I ride hard for the Love of demo.
I'd have to go through my iTunes and see what I'm feeling.
The Gloss demo?
Oh, yeah.
A good one from...
I mean, that one really that one sang to a lot of people.
That was like an album for most people. Like, demos don't get that much traction, but they did.
I think they've sold a few
rare.
thousand of those 7 inches of it.
I don't know. I'll have to reflect on this.
Diversity demo, the 3 Against 1 Stever Kitchen demo, SOV Got Your Back demo. I'll just go hyper local. The Sacred Ground demo from 1998 from Sayreville, New Jersey. Weird kind of like, it was like hardcore with a little bit of street punk and a little bit of classic Misfits. It was really good. And it's like those bands never went anywhere. So
Maximum Penalty demo.
Ooh.
Demo 89.
You want to look up your favorite demos while
I'm gonna see if I have any on iTunes.
All right. He also said, P.S. 6 out of 5 Choco Tacos. Thanks, Patrick. You're getting a phone call.
Oh, we're gonna reach out.
What area code is 270?
Don't know.
270. Let's see if anything comes up under demo. Oh, the Most Precious Blood demo is fucking awesome.
Loves that.
Really?
Yep.
I think it's fucking great.
I don't dig it.
You don't dig it?
It's okay.
It's fast. It's raging. It's fucking great.
Been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 27040329445.
Kentucky.
Available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Patrick. This is Bob
Tom.
Patrick.
from Axe to Grind. We're calling you. You gave us your phone number. Call us back in the next few minutes. We can talk to you about what your favorite demos are. and find out where you live in Kentucky. All right.
It's 2:55 on Saturday.
Yeah. You got about 5 minutes. You probably are still Eastern time zone. So let's hear from you by 3:05. Bye. All right. You got some more demos on there?
No, it's on my iTunes. It turned out to be just all my demos, and then
The Most Precious Blood demo.
the Most Precious Blood demo, the Earth Crisis demo, which is really good.
Yeah.
The '93 demo, the Built Upon Frustration demo.
Oh.
Right hard for Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah.
And some demos that I shouldn't say.
Yes.
And I'll think on it.
The Age of Quarrel demo, which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
That came out as a demo. Okay. Thank you, Patrick. Hopefully we hear from you. Let's go to the next. Oh, what a good segue. And you didn't do this on purpose. Nick.
What up, Nick?
Gloss. Hey, y'all. Is Gloss already forgotten by hardcore history? For a minute, it felt like they would be one of those short-lived bands that people would be talking about for years to come, but it feels as if their name has been forgotten already. I think it's undeniable that their influence of their ethos prevails within bands, particularly those who walk that line between punk and hardcore. That being said, I've only been part of the hardcore community for 10 years, and even in that short period of time, I've seen many bands grow in name and then quickly forgotten. Do you guys think that Gloss will be just one of those bands forgotten in the $7 7-inch bin? What other bands you thought were going to blow up but are now just a forgotten entry in Discogs? Thanks, Nick. Great question.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think they're forgotten. In the larger hardcore, maybe, but I feel like they weren't really that. I don't know.
They were big in a way that they were a conversation by people who had no interest in their style of music.
Yes.
And I think they were forgotten within 6 months of being broken up, which is...
Well, because they were only around for 6 months or a
Right.
year or whatever.
But
Like, they weren't around for very long.
So I think I said this on the podcast once before. When I made a list of, somebody asked me, "Hey, I don't know much about hardcore. Can you give me a list?" And I was just in a van, so I made a long ass list with Brian Murray. Shout out. And
it's been talked about that we should talk about that.
okay, but that list,
We should also talk why I didn't appear on it at all.
is that true? My apologies. So
Youth of Today didn't either, so you're okay.
Yeah.
is that true? Youth of Today didn't
I
appear?
don't think so.
Oh wow,
I'm not sure.
That's crazy. Brian Murray, I would think, would catch that. Anyway,
Yeah, maybe. There was one oh no, American Nightmare. was
yes,
the one you
American
guys
Nightmare was the
right.
oversight, which I apologize for. That wasn't me even throwing shade at them. But Gloss was the last thing that I listed. And that was a few years ago. And people were giving me shit, being like, "You really think Gloss is important?" And I said, well, time's going to tell. But at the moment, it's undeniable. You know what I mean? Like, and now time has sort of told. I think that Gloss has, you can see the fruit that Gloss maybe planted the seed.
Oh, absolutely.
But themselves, it feels rather forgotten to me.
Do you think the abrupt nature of their disappearance hurts?
Yeah. Well,
Well, they went out with kind of a bang because there was right before they broke up was that whole epitaph is going to sign us and offered us $50,000,
Right.
Which people highly disputed. It was a whole thing.
Well, okay. So
$50,000.
yeah.
Not that crazy.
No. But for
Epitaph?
but for a straight up hardcore band, I mean, that's like.
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
in 2018 too.
Yeah.
Even fans,
2016.
even big fans of Gloss, never have said anything more than it's highly capable.
I think that, and I wasn't a huge fan of the band, but when I listened to it, it's very competent and it's good musically in terms of that style of hardcore. I could see people who don't like that stuff at all dismissing it because but if you were into faster, thrashier punk hardcore, it's well done. It reminds me of a lot of the stuff from the 01 to 03 like Havoc Records world.
Right. But
We're getting a call back from Patrick. So
okay,
we're going to
sure.
pause our Gloss conversation. Hello.
Hello,
Is this Patrick?
this is Patrick. What's up?
Patrick, this is Bob.
Tom.
Patrick, you're live on the air, Patrick. So don't say anything too
Too
incriminating.
racy. Yeah. Where are you calling? Where are you from?
I would never. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville.
Oldham.
What's up?
What's up, homies?
Chilling. So we just answered some of your questions. What are your favorite demos?
Favorite demos? trying to think. I mean, as far as like the more recent ones, like the Backtrack demos, one of my favorites.
Okay. Yeah, that was a big one.
Hard Stripes demo is very, very favorite.
Ooh, very good demo.
Yeah, some very good mosh parts in there. As far as older stuff, I'm blanking right now. But I mean, all the obvious ones for sure.
Okay. Yo, here's a question for you. Do you know about the Hard Stripes Division of Mind connection?
I know the singer is the same. I'm not sure about any other members.
What do you think, Hard Stripes or DOM?
Personally, for my style, I'd have to go Hard Stripes just because that's more my lane, but also big fan of DOM.
Hear you. All right, so what have you been jamming lately? What's your favorite stuff you've heard lately?
The new Mind Force songs are killer, as
Rad.
always. Let's see, what else? That band Silk that y'all played the other day, I've been jamming that a lot.
Yo, can I point something out with them? And it's funny.
What's that?
Two different people that I talked to hit me with this and said, oh, the band just sounds exactly like 86 Mentality. They don't sound exactly, but it's really close.
Oh, that's
I
interesting.
can see that being really close and very, like, easily the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's an interesting kind of similar sound to the hardcore with a little bit of street punk. Real gnarly vocals. It's cool. All right, so give us something to talk about. What do you want to talk about, Patrick?
Trying to think of something to talk about.
Give us something popping in Louisville.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on in Louisville?
Yeah.
Well, we just recently had a show at the Riot Skate Park. That was the first show there, that, to my knowledge anyways.
Yeah.
That was the Terror Tour.
Ah,
That's also where the fest is going to be.
Right.
It was very sick. There's just people skating around, and then there's people moshing. And
Saw the video. It looked packed. Like a lot of people there.
yeah, I think there was at one of the points I asked, because I'm friends with Alex and them, but there's like 200 people paid or something like that.
Wow.
And I don't even think that was whenever it was. I think that was maybe like only a couple of bands in, so I'm sure more people showed up.
Yeah, that's right. What was your favorite part of that show?
Honestly, Candy. I didn't really get into them until that new record dropped.
It's great.
I started jamming that record a bunch, and just more. Every time I listened to it, I got more into it, and seeing them live just solidified everything.
All right, so I'm gonna put you on the spot. Give me the reactions. So the tour is It was Terror, Harm's Way, Backtrack, You're the Knife, Candy. Who had the best reaction? Give me best reaction to least reaction. We don't want to say worst, but least.
Okay. See, I'll start from top and I guess go to least. Top would be Terror.
Okay.
Because,
Terror.
you know, they've been around forever. Everyone loves Terror. Second, I would actually go Candy, which kind of surprised me. I figured You're the Knife would do a lot better just because they've been here a couple of times, and I know they're friends with a bunch of people from here, but it was not. I feel like the Candy set, I guess everyone, just the new record and everything, just made everybody come out.
It's tough to be. It's tough to play after a band who just dropped a new hot record that everyone's vibing.
Yeah, hard to compete with the new heat and everything. But and then after that, I would say Backtrack, and then I'd say You're the Knife and Harm's Way was pretty equal as far as reaction wise.
Wow.
Rad. All right. What?
Patrick, I'm about to do. Self Defense is about to do a tour with Candy. How much walkout should I expect after Candy?
See how much between you and Candy?
Yeah.
How many people walk out
After Candy.
After Candy to go get a burrito?
We'll go 40.
40%? 40 people.
40
No,
people,
40.
40%.
That's all. That's out of 45. Yo, you're being very. All right. What band of Patrick's have you heard? Self Defense Family.
Yes, I have listened to Self Defense a little bit.
Okay. What's better,
I feel like Drug Church
Self Defense or you Drug Church? He's a Drug Church.
Okay,
guy.
all right.
Yeah, I'm more of a Drug Church person.
What about Indecision or Most Precious Blood?
Indecision, but also love Most Precious Blood.
Okay.
Well, the early era, of course. Then one final question for you, and then if you have a question, you can pitch it to us. Revelation Records or Victory Records?
Revelation or Victory? That's a tough one. I'll probably go with Revelation, though, just for the classic records from it. You know what I mean?
Rad. Feel you. All right. Got any questions for us, brother? I know.
Right on the.
Question for Pat. What's the go-to menu item at Whole Foods?
Oh, it depends. You're
Breakfast potatoes?
You're enough in the South that you could probably get those chicken fried tofu, and that is the fucking supreme. That's that shit. When I go to Atlanta for the Whole Foods, people are like, "Hey, you do know we have real restaurants?" And I'm like, "I don't know what those are. I like my fucking chicken fried tofu from Whole Foods." That's
I'm going to try that.
Chicken fried turf. You know what we should ask Patrick?
Yeah.
Do you consider Louisville and Kentucky the East Coast?
I do not consider East Coast.
Interesting.
I know there's the whole, like, is Louisville Midwest shit, but...
What do you think? Is it part of the South or the Midwest?
I go Midwest just because, I don't know.
I got.
Yo, how many friends do you have who live in Indiana, right?
What was that?
How many friends do you have that live in Indiana?
Honestly, not... Just a couple. I mean, not really a whole
Not that
lot.
many.
I mean, a lot of people live right across the river in Indiana, but I don't blame them. It's cheaper over there.
True story. I walked across the bridge from Louisville to Indiana just to do it. Why not?
I didn't.
Not a very pretty, not a pretty bridge, not a pretty river. The Ohio River, very brown.
It is very brown. I can't lie.
All right. How often do you go to Whole Foods?
Not super duper often.
Should we be Whole Foods sponsored? Because we talk about them a lot. Should Whole Foods? Yeah, right.
Sponsored.
I want
Keep
that.
them in business.
That's true.
It's true. They're on my back right now. I'm carrying Whole Foods.
You hear that, Bezos?
Thank you very much, Patrick.
We just shouting out the dude who owns Amazon. Hey, thank you so much for listening, and thanks for joining us today.
No problem. Thank you.
Take care, brother. Bye.
All right. Thank you to Patrick.
Always fun.
Let's finish out on this gloss and call it a day, maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't think Gloss had the memorable hits to keep them sort of like being played years later. You know what I mean? Like I know that type of music, you could make the argument, is not about hits, but you need a fucking song, man.
Or a record. And I mean, I think their demo is that, but I don't know if it's... I don't think their popularity was based as much on them being a credible, good music entity.
No.
Which I believe they were, at least to an extent, in their world.
You think their message helped?
Their message totally helped, and that's part of everything, which is fucking rad. That's why a lot of this exists.
Yeah.
But I think the abrupt breakup, the level of attention they garnered, both helped them because it propelled them to be in a lot of people's faces that maybe otherwise could have ignored them or would have ignored them. And so it's a push-pull. I think they've been largely forgotten.
I mean, how long would you say they were around? Like
year and a half.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 at most.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say a year. I mean, that's, it could be another Alone in a Crowd type thing that, 20, 30 years after. I don't know.
Their message
is the Gloss demo the antidote 7-inch? Is that what we're saying?
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, their messaging is important, right?
Absolutely.
Well, it's okay. So I don't think this is a very hot take. The messaging plus the fact the music was, when I say good enough, that sounds shitty. I don't mean it like that.
But it was well done. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Right.
So if it was just the message and trash music, wouldn't have gotten off. If
it was just the music with no good message,
wouldn't have gotten off.
And it would have been just another Castaway. So
right. So like the combination of those two things made it like hyper relevant and difficult to ignore. And the problem, like I said though, that's why I chalk it up to the hits. You just you need a firestorm. You know what I'm saying? Because Earth Crisis, like,
it's still dining out off a Firestorm.
Yeah, right. Like because they had a sentiment, they had a message. But if the music was pure trash, and people could make the argument, but nobody can argue that Firestorm's not a hit.
No, but think about all the bands that they took that idea from that were kind of trash.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, we can talk about this. Their listens on Spotify right now, 8.5 thousand monthly listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I thought it would be much higher, to be honest.
Okay, they're
8,500.
8,500 is pretty good, but I mean that's their big song. Their high songs 309,000, 235,000, 185, 187,000. these are not small numbers.
No.
So they've been listened to a lot. They have 5 songs on there. You know,
Right.
It looks like they had a demo and an EP. It looks like the EP isn't even up there, at least not in this area. I think the scene that supported them, there was a lot of wind in that sail, and then it kind of went quiet. And so I don't know. I hope that they get celebrated more for what they are, or what they did, or the message they put out there, because it was a relevant one. And I think there are bands who are echoing some of that sentiment now.
Right. I am sort of bummed out that they never. I would have loved to have seen them with fucking Madball or AN or fucking.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I feel like they were very, and not by their I don't know if necessarily by their message or being like super DIY or whatever. They were very like in their own lane. While if you put them up in front of any crowd that
challenge that
like
crowd
more
that
mainstream hardcore, they'd be like, holy fuck, this band's fantastic.
Or they have an energy and they bring that crowd. And yeah, no, it's the idea of challenging the audience that you're playing to more.
Right.
And
They were in their own little kind of echo chamber.
Yeah.
Which I think they could have, and maybe that's why they might not be remembered. Because, Norman Corman, who fucking, like Madball and Down to Nothing, might not even have had a chance to see them or hear them because they were they came and went. They were huge in their scene.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Incredibly popular in that scene for a moment. But in the scheme of things.
Well,
Yeah, what happens if Turnstile takes Gloss out on a U.S.
Exactly.
right.
Right.
I also think that people read judgment where there isn't any. So, like, what I mean is, as dudes who have been around a long minute, if I say something like, I feel like a element of this was also that they brought in people who were not fans of hardcore music necessarily, but were just really big fans of that message and the individuals in the band. If I say that, it sounds like I'm dismissing their efforts when I'm not.
No.
You know what I mean? It's basically like when you bring in fans from something else, that is fucking huge if you are going to continue being a band. You build off that, that's your fans, and you bring them to every show you do, and then you win over those more like typical in-genre fans. But if you break up before you have, as you were saying, if you break up before you have an opportunity to win the in-genre fans, all you have is a disparate group of people that loved you for the message and their musical interests might be far afield. So they're not.
They might still be loving it, but you'll never know.
Exactly.
So they played Not Dead Yet Fest. Did they do an East Coast tour?
They did. They played Brooklyn.
Early.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't go.
I missed it.
No,
I had a ticket.
But I know up and down the West Coast, their shows were starting to fill rooms.
Good rooms.
If you watch a video, there's a video I think of them playing in LA, and it's a packed
Oakland
room.
too.
Yeah,
they play. I forget Oakland
the
something.
Metro, right? I think so.
Like a lot of people.
Right.
And I mean, maybe maybe that wasn't their end goal. And maybe they don't give a shit. Maybe they didn't want to play with.
Yeah, when you read the stuff they were posting and putting out there around the time of the breakup, it seemed like things had gotten too hot too soon. You know what I mean? And they were like, "Oh, this is not what we want. This is too much."
Right.
Yeah.
And no, there's no way to take away from that. But there is a hope that it's.
I don't know if I always buy that though.
I don't always, although I will say,
you always want success. I don't know.
you want success. You don't want the parts of success you don't want.
Right.
You're not Beyonce.
No, but look.
You know
But
what I mean?
even the one billionth of that can sometimes be too much for a person who's not used to it, who doesn't want that kind of attention.
If you're a shy or retiring personality who just happens to love music, and you're not the malignant narcissist that maybe somebody could accuse me of being, I feel honestly like I've talked about it, and Pat Flynn promises to come back and talk on this very subject, which is the worthless type of celebrity that you have being a notable subculture figure is, I think for many people, is all scrutiny, no reward.
Yep.
And if that's the space you find yourself, I don't blame anybody for saying this. Like,
I didn't sign up for this.
Honestly,
no, right.
the Kids in Gloss might be the smartest fucking band out there, because it's like, yo, so I'm going to speak freely on a thing that makes some people uncomfortable. That scene that they were in and also helped resurrect is about hyper scrutiny, and it's about allies. It's not about friends. So what I mean by that is you are always under a microscope. And you are always, people are picking you apart for every motherfucking thing you do in a way that they would never do to Madball, in a way that they would never do to like bands that are hardcore bands, but not of that type. And when you find yourself there and you realize that, hey, I don't feel like anybody in this is very loyal to me. I feel like I'm being watched. You know what I mean?
Right, waiting for me to make
Yeah.
that one mistake.
Yeah. I don't blame anybody for bouncing on that, because that is a type of celebrity that's all criticism, no fucking free meals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember scrutiny on Limp Wrist.
Hell yeah.
And in the way that there was a dude who filled in for them who was not gay, and there was a huge uprise about that. Like, he's pretending to be. And I think it was a dude who filled in for them for a tour because he was a buddy, and it was like, he's helping us. The guy who normally plays with us couldn't do it.
Right.
You know, and
Like, we wouldn't be able to do
really-
this tour if we couldn't. If he didn't.
it's a tough space to be in.
Yeah. I mean, if the guy's not faking it.
I think that shit is brutal. I really like, I know that like
It's
kind
thankless. It's rough, man.
I think it's kind of the thing of the moment that there's a scene of like stuff that is hyper aware of itself, hyper aware of every other band playing in their orbit, but not in a way that's for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a real like a micro lens on every possible foible people have, and like I don't know how any of those bands feel comfortable operating. You know what I mean? Because like that stereotype or that trope of a circular firing squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo,
It exists.
It exists. You know what I mean? And I don't know if Gloss was feeling that necessarily. I've heard that they were. You know what I mean?
How does that get fixed?
I mean, those kids all got to grow up a little bit, see that nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? And then learn scale. So
Which
like,
is also the part that's a problem in this world, because a lot of it's predicated on young people into extreme
right.
belief.
Yeah, exactly right. But you got to learn scale.
And
Like
extreme feelings.
Like, is there shit you forgive people for? Obviously. Is there shit that you don't forgive people for? Yeah, possibly. Sure. So like,
Can people get better? Can people do bad things and not be a bad person?
but when you're fucking 19 and you haven't done
Absolutes.
I mean, I was right there. I know it too well. You know what I mean? So I'm not even mad at a kid. Although I will say that like now a kid's got the atom bomb, because it used to be a kid didn't like Carl from Earth Crisis. He made
a page zine.
Right. He did a zine where he called Carl a fake. Now, if you're
Twitter fingers, boy.
if you're feeling froggy, you can come out against the Carls of today and get like mad retweets. Now, people are coming around to the idea that mad retweets don't amount to much. Like, not to talk out of school, but that Pine Grove just sold out big rooms after being like fucking pariahs for a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe Twitter doesn't mean what we think it means. And I'm going to get real dark for a second. I was talking to a bigger booking agent, and he was like, yo, when promoters get the memo that stuff that happens online doesn't necessarily it doesn't
affect their business.
It doesn't affect their business. It's a wrap on kind of the moment and that's dark. That's a dark idea. You know what I mean?
Ultimately, that's the case.
Yes,
they're not. They're not keeping Louis C.K. out of the fucking comedy cellar because of what he did.
Yeah.
Well, no, but they're worried about they're not holding him out of any kind of morality.
No, right.
They're doing it because it's like, this could fuck up my business otherwise. Him dropping in because that brings them no money.
I think I've said this. I've had a promoter tell me in Germany,
right.
Hey, nothing wrong with what you said,
right,
but I can't have it hurt my business at all. He's like, I'm actually on your side and I share your lifestyle, but I can't have it hurt my business. And it's, you want to be mad.
You want to talk about that?
The
Germany thing? I don't know.
I was ahead of my time.
No, this is in public knowledge, so it's like we can give 5 minutes to this. This is good.
Sure, I was ahead of my time. I said that I like sex workers, and
in 2010.
Yeah. So like now, did we talk about it?
No, I don't think we dove in. We talked in it.
I don't know, but
so 2010, Patrick's touring Europe with end of year self defense family, 40 words. And the only time I think I've ever gotten a troubled call from him.
Oh, right. We have talked about this. Okay.
Yeah, so anyways,
real quick, as it turned out, not to totally...
Show's getting canceled on you.
Yeah, not
for
to totally
saying
dismiss.
I appreciate sex workers.
Yeah, there was... I'll be honest, as there often is, and this is a thing that people kind of don't want to admit to, but it would make... If people were honest, look, I'm a big believer that if the thing you're saying is true, then you don't need to lie on it. You could just, like, if the thing you're saying is right and people can see the rightness of where you're coming from, you don't need to embellish or lie. And this was a circumstance where there was a person with a personal grievance who exaggerated the thing that I said and whatever. But the truth of the matter is I rode with the exaggeration because I still don't think it's wrong. You know what I mean? Which is, if I want to go to a sex worker, I'll go to a sex worker. And in 2018, I'll sick my fucking girlfriend who's a sex worker. She'll chew your ass out. But in 2010,
the culture wasn't with that.
Wasn't with it. And
there was a nod that you were being sexist or objectifying women. It was
you know what?
Whole conversation of weirdness.
Sort of. So our the subculture conversation on. I'm gonna put it like this.
It's like morality.
I'm gonna put it like this. They were stuck in like a very second wave feminism sort of Andrea Dworkin sort of approach to pornography and sex work. Some weird shit that like is now considered not intersectional enough and is goofy and people clown on it. But that was 2010 where the hardcore kids weren't hip to the new shit yet. Nobody was using words like intersectionality. And it was, and I got fucking killed for a tour. But nobody on the professional level took any issue. And in fact, not to name any names, but people just found it so funny that I was getting killed because they had seen some of the bigger touring acts behave in a way that like made me look like a choir boy. So yeah, we've talked on this, I think, so I won't belabor it, but basically I would urge people to understand that times change quite a bit and that the people who are scrutinizing you today are going to maybe not be around, but forget that because that sounds elitist.
But the scrutiny
they might be, their brain might be elsewhere on the topic in a few years. And that scene that we were just discussing, I mean, those kids are going to kill each other till they get bored of killing each other. That's it.
Yeah, and then they move on.
So there's nobody left.
And what the people who run the clubs care about is this hurting my dollar today? Is this hurting my dollar tomorrow? And what can I do to not do that?
Yeah, people don't. I mean, I honestly don't think people understand what the average promoter is like. I think that we could talk about that,
especially one step out of the DIY promoter world.
Holy
one step.
Fuck,
it's business, man.
It's a fucking business, and
they a businessman.
Yeah. So anyway. Write us and let us know if you think Gloss is still in the public consciousness. Maybe they are. 8,000.
Yeah, we would like that.
8,000 Spotify's listens is not nothing, but it's also smaller than I personally expected.
And I bet that's on a steep decline because I bet at one point they maybe were at 20.
Yeah.
I'd also not to nitpick too much. I would have to check to see what playlist they were on because
I think one of them was a big one.
Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. So there's a difference, folks, between searched listens and playlist listens, and there's a lot of bands on multiple large playlists who probably have next to no searched listens. And that is there's no way for me to quantify that, but there are people who can. Oh. And it's a fascinating world when you see it behind the curtain.
They're on Rap Caviar, and that's how...
Yeah, it's a fascinating world.
I saw some new skate punk, like punk skater list, and then I looked at it, there was a Dag Nasty song on there, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, this song now has 3 times listens of anything else.
That's wild.
Right. Yeah.
So
okay.
Get yourself on those official playlists.
Yeah, by hook or by crook. So this has been Axe to Grind.
You'll be on the Axe to Grind playlist at minimum.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
We won't get you any money though.
No, we get you a few extra hundreds.
This has been the Axe to Grind podcast where we talk about hardcore music, and we thank you for your continued listenage and patronage.
Axe to Grind podcast at gmail.com.
Axe to Grindcast at Twitter. Bye.
Peace.